Alright, thanks everyone for joining. So this is going to be a GDQ submission video for Arkham Knight, main story Glitchless Hard. Um, so I'm going to be doing a lot of commentary for it. I will interact with chat a little bit, but mostly not too much. So I guess we can get started. So, as kind of a preface, this is Batman Arkham Knight. This is the third game in the Batman Arkham trilogy, fourth in the anthology. There was a prequel game that came out. But in the previous game in the trilogy, which is Batman Arkham City, one of the big plots was that, big plot points in it was that there's a supervillain named the Joker who has a blood illness. And in order to kind of inspire Batman to help him cure him of his blood illness, he injects his own blood into Batman. And then for good measure sends his blood to hospitals around the city. This strategy unfortunately does not work. The Joker does succumb to his illness. So the first thing we're going to do in this run is cremate the Joker's body. Before we do that, I'm going to first just double check that I'm playing this on hard. The reason why I'm playing this on hard rather than easy, hard is a slower difficulty, but in my opinion for Glitchless especially, it's a bit of a more interesting difficulty because there are a lot more strategies we have to employ in order to do certain parts of this game very fast. So I find this a bit more interesting than Glitchless Easy. So timing is going to start when I start burning the body, so I'll count down 3, 2, 1, go. And then on go, we'll start the timer. So we'll go 3, 2, 1, go. And then here we're going to be treated to an epic narration by Commissioner Gordon, who basically spoils the ending of the game for us. Although we're not going to actually see the true ending of this game because we're only completing the main story.
This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
Alright, so in this next cutscene that we skip, basically Commissioner Gordon tells us that basically he expected there to be a power vacuum and to be a subsequent crime war, but that never happened, so everything seems pretty calm. And because everything's calm, this is kind of an example. Right now we're playing the role of a police officer. We're in this diner. There's this nice waitress here named Sharon. There are a lot of Easter eggs in this diner. There's like Henry Adams is missing. That might be important later. There's a poster of some airships in the back, some blimps. That might be relevant later. There's stuff on TV. Goliath's still at large. That might be important later. Anyway, so we're here, we're just chilling. Then this guy here comes up to us and tells us that some guy in the corner is smoking, and I guess we're a police officer. This is our life now. We'll have to, I guess we'll have to deal with that.
Wait here. I'll have a word. Excuse me, sir. There's no smoking in here.
Guess this guy didn't like being told to not smoke. Turned into a monster and attacked us. Yeah, and then the rest of the diner is also turning into monsters and are attacking each other. But we are a police officer. We are armed. We are able to defend ourselves. This guy up here is going to attack us. The fastest thing to do is to actually shoot this guy. You don't have to shoot this guy. It changes some like random dialogue down the line, but it doesn't really affect the run or anything. So it's better to just do whatever's fastest. So what happened here is there's a supervillain named Scarecrow, and what he likes to do is he likes to release fear toxin everywhere. The fear toxin basically amplifies people's greatest fears. And he released a small sample in this diner, and he then threatened to release. He's now threatening to release a large amount of it through the rest of the city. So he gave everybody 24 hours to evacuate. So the city is now evacuated. The only people remaining are supervillains like Two-Face and Penguin here.
Criminals.
There are also some rioters who are just basically capitalizing on the empty city, having a little bit of fun. And then there's obviously the the police officers that are left, and Batman. So we're going to be spending a large portion of this run, pretty much all of it, trying to stop Scarecrow from releasing his fear toxin throughout the city. I'm going to kind of explain the glitchless category. Basically, there are a lot of major glitches you can do in this game that allow you to skip a lot of it, so we're not going to do those. This ends up adding about an hour off of the regular any percent run. Because of that, like we aren't skipping. There are a lot of things that are kind of tricky that we would normally be skipping at any percent. We have to do them here, and because we're doing it on hard, we have to employ some interesting strats in order to get through them. So we're Batman. We're going. We see a bat signal there on top of GCPD, so we're gonna head on over there. Basically, we're going to meet up with Commissioner Gordon. He's going to tell us the next lead on where Scarecrow is there's this militia vehicle that's driving around. And after that, we're going to talk with his daughter, Barbara Gordon, who works for us, but her father doesn't know. She tells us also that there's a cop in the middle of the city that's in a bit of trouble, so we're going to head on over there. Here, I like to throw a smoke, then because this is hard, the enemies take a lot of hits in order to go down, especially when we don't have any upgrades. So I'm gonna try to take so you generally want to try to do like takedowns on the guys, like what I was doing. That tends to get them. That tends to be a faster way of taking people down on hard.
Call off your men here. Golf Oscar 5-6, this is Commissioner Gordon.
So then we almost get run over by the militia vehicle, but we managed to escape, and now we're chasing it. There's also a cop that's chasing it, but this cop is going to get blown up. So F's for that cop. Very sad. The easiest way of dealing with this guy is to basically cut him off here. And then drive into him.
Don't worry, Jim. He's mine.
That takes care of the vehicle.
And now we can interrogate him.
Find out what he knows.
No, this guy's he's gonna try to inject us with fear toxin, but we put a stop to that. And now we have a sample of it we can send to Oracle to analyze. Oh. This guy's going to tell us that, give us our next lead, which is this safe house, very close to where we are now.
Okay. She's working out of a penthouse in Chinatown. I swear that's all I know. If you're lying, I'll break the other one. The other one?
Oracle.
Let's hope.
So we will head on over to GCPD, or to this safe house. Scarecrow's not here, but we do find Poison Ivy here, there's a lot of militia people here as well, so we're gonna just deal with them.
I can't say. You should really review your security.
Help me out, you
Something tells me this wasn't part of the plan.
So we find out here is that Ivy is actually immune to Scarecrow's fear toxin. And then also the Scarecrow's working with some supervillains in order to do all of this. And then we get confronted by some militia people and some tanks, who we can deal with pretty effectively because our Batmobile also turns into a tank. So that's very cool. So here we'll do our first tank fight. We will do a lot of these tank fights in this run. Alright, and now we're going to take Ivy to GCPD. She's a supervillain after all. On the way, we're going to do these weapons diagnostics. This is basically just a tutorial on how to use your tank. We don't really need to do it. It does give you an upgrade point, but it's a little too slow to be worth it. And then we're going to do another tank fight. There's some tanks being deployed to Panessa Studios. That's not good. We'll want to stop them. These tanks are unmanned, by the way, so we're not actually killing anybody. Yeah, so now we'll head to GCPD.
Jim, tell your men they can resume their patrols. The tanks have been dealt with.
Thank God. Let's hope they were the last.
Don't count on it. I need the isolation chamber prepped at the GCPD lockup. I'm bringing in Ivy.
Good to have you here, Batman. Bring her down to the lockup on the lower level. What the hell? Hold your fire! It's Batman!
What is that thing?
Alright, so now we've locked Ivy up. We have a nice isolation chamber for her. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get a gadget. We don't need this gadget until much later in the run, but it's a little bit better to just get it now. We can maybe use it in fights. This is the remote electrical charge gun. This is an incredibly important gadget if we were doing glitches, but we're not doing glitches, so it's much less important right now. Now we're going to talk with Gordon and Aaron Cash. They're going to introduce us to our side missions.
Don't look at me. Sir, that's not my concern. Screw you.
Damn bureaucrats. We're on our own.
We can handle it, Jim. What's the latest?
So they're going to introduce these side missions to us. We're going to do none of them. We only care about the main story in this category, so...
Alright, let's see. First up, we've lost contact with the fire crew from Station 17. We've got their last known coordinates, but they're not going to survive out there on their own for long. Then there's this. It's a strange one. Body turned up. We didn't have long to look before the evacuation, but the forensics boys seemed freaked out. Real nasty. Also, we've had several sightings of the Riddler creeping around the train yard. Knowing that guy, he's got to be up to no good.
Look, I know you're busy, but anything you
We
can
do have to
help
select a
us
side
save
mission,
lives.
though.
Don't worry, Jim.
So we
We have
will
some
go
reports
ahead
that lead
and
on Scarecrow.
I'll just select
See what
the
we
one
can do.
closest to my cursor, which is usually this firefighter one.
Good to hear.
I'll find that missing fire crew.
Yep, poor bastard.
Yeah, so we're gonna head to the clock tower because that's where Oracle lives. We're also gonna talk with Lucius Fox. Lucius Fox is the CEO of Wayne Enterprises. He's also in charge of our gadgets. And he's going to enable a very useful gadget, which is the afterburner to our Batmobile, which is going to let us drive faster.
It's a little sluggish.
I had a feeling you'd say something like that. Give me a few moments, and I'll bring the afterburner function online.
Thanks, dude. It was good of you to stay behind.
You want to thank me, Mr. Wayne? Just try not to hurtle off the road. I should have some more upgrades ready soon. Remnants of Gotham.
So when we get to Oracle, she's going to basically tell us that she's basically broken down the fear toxin into its core chemical components. And then what we're going to do is basically try to find where in the city those chemical components are coming from. The way we're going to do that is by hacking 2 antennas. So the first antenna is at Panessa Studios, which is right in front of us. Not yet, but it's going to be right in front of us. We're going to head over there. Um, so when we get to this antenna, we are able to hack it, but we're not able to actually power the antenna, which is a problem. So we're gonna maybe see if we can get something from Lucius that will help us power this antenna. Oh yeah, Lucius is basically going to give us something called a power winch, which is a Batmobile accessory, and then we'll get a nice tutorial about what the power winch does.
Hello again, Mr. Wayne.
So he's going to drop it off at our Batmobile right here. And we're gonna get a nice tutorial about what it does. So one thing you can do is you can pull down objects like this Rail station sign here. You can also use it to pull up makeshift ramps like this one.
Please be careful with the car, Mr. Wayne. She's one of a kind.
You want to be careful not to fall off here, that will lose a lot of time. You can also pull the Batmobile up buildings with the power winch. It's very powerful. We're going to be doing this kind of thing quite a bit in this category. And then finally you can supply electricity to things like this antenna over here. So here we're going to get a call from Robin. He's going to want to help us, but we don't need his help, or Batman, so we basically tell him to screw off. And now we'll head over to the second antenna, which is at the Falcone shipping yard over here. So even though this is glitchless, we are allowed to do certain skips. So one thing we're going to do is overlap some dialogue that we're not really intended to overlap. You can grapple here, then grapple back on like this, and then now we're going to be overlapping some dialogue like this that we shouldn't be able to. This is going to be the first introduction to our predators. Basically, when guys have guns, you're supposed to kind of sneak around and take them out. Which we will do. This is hard, so if we can't like go in guns blazing or bat gadgets a-blazing, otherwise we'll probably die because that end does get hit a lot more. So one thing we can do are silent takedowns, which is like this. They're very slow, but they don't alert anybody. Whereas that is a loud takedown, a loud ground takedown, and that does alert people. So a lot of the predators are like a trade-off between doing those things. And then we're also going to get a new bat suit. This new bat suit, the main important thing that this is going to let us do is something called a fear takedown. Fear takedowns are incredibly good, especially on hard, so we're going to see what that looks like.
3 gunmen, 1 hostage.
Just like this. So you're able to basically take out 3 guys fairly quickly without getting damaged. So that's incredibly useful on hard, where having ways of not getting damaged is really important. So we're going to now rescue this hostage and then hack this antenna. And then we will now try to track where the chemicals comprising the fear toxin is coming from. So we're going to get a nice bird's eye view of Gotham. And on the right side of this bird's eye view, we're going to see something called Ace Chemicals. It's maybe, I have a suspicion that the chemicals comprising the fear toxin could be coming from Ace Chemicals, you know?
Location, I'll know where Scarecrow is manufacturing his toxin.
Let's just point our antennas towards there.
The radio
Oh, what do you
microwave
know?
frequencies point to Ace Chemicals. That's
What a
where Scarecrow's
twist.
producing the toxin. Jim, I've traced the fear toxin to Ace Chemicals. That's where we'll find Scarecrow.
Impossible. I've had a team there ever since the evacuation started.
Alright, so now we're gonna head over to Ace Chemicals.
Must have bought them off. Or worse.
We're gonna drive there. One mistake that a lot of new runners make is they don't drive everywhere, because driving is actually faster than gliding. When we get to Ace Chemicals, we're gonna be introduced to the Arkham Knight. He's gonna try to shoot us, but Scarecrow's actually not letting him kill us. Scarecrow wants us alive. And there's a lot of conflict actually with that. And then what we're going to be doing is we're supposed to then grapple to the top of Ace Chemicals and get introduced to the Arkham Knight's army. But that cutscene for where we're introduced to his army is very slow, so we're going to actually skip that cutscene. The way that we skip that cutscene is we're going to do a glide to basically glide on over the cutscene trigger, and that saves maybe like 40 seconds or so. So the way we do that is we're going to line launch here because we just need to get over here. Line launching is pretty fast. Then if we do a grapple here and then glide off of it, then we can we can glide over this cutscene trigger, and then we can. Now there are some Ace Chemicals workers that we need to rescue. Before we do that, I'm going to get an upgrade, which is Critical Strikes. You can do like environmental takedowns like this, which are pretty cool. This game introduces those. So this first worker is unfortunately dead. We're not happy about that. So we'll take our frustrations out on these tanks at this entrance here. Oh. So, destroy these tanks. Now we're going to head over to the second worker. The second worker is on this side of the map, or of Ace Chemicals. This worker is alive, fortunately, so that's nice. And when we rescue him, we actually get confronted by the Arkham Knight. The Arkham Knight, he has a lot to say in this cutscene, but we don't really care what he has to say. So what we're gonna do is remote control our Batmobile and try to shoot him with some non-lethal rounds. But the Arkham Knight does run away here because he's a dirty little coward. But the rest of these soldiers are not cowards, so we'll reward them with some non-lethal rounds to the face. So, and then rescue this worker.
You're safe now.
You don't know the half of it, Batman. Scarecrow, he was...
Stay calm and tell me what you know.
They've been running the plant for hours. It's a
So now we'll head over to the, he basically tells us that, that Scarecrow's planning to release the fear toxin throughout the city, which is not good, by blowing up this factory. Now we're gonna go rescue the other 3 workers. There are 5 workers total. One of them is dead. This one's alive. Oops. So we'll head on into our Batmobile. There's some puzzles we have to do in order to get to the next worker. So we're going to first.
There'll be no city to save.
So then there are these ninjas. Ninjas are horrible on hard. They dodge you so frequently, and then they attack very fast as well. So we're gonna use this crane in order to. We need to get our Batmobile to the back of Ace Chemicals. So we need this crane in order to do that. Batman will just get into the car if you jump over that, and now we'll fight some tanks here. So now we need to, we're gonna destroy this pipe, and then there's a fight that we're supposed to do, but we can actually skip this fight. This isn't considered a glitch. What you do is if you drop a smoke here, you can just put the gel here and then just ignore all these guys. So that's that's another worker. That worker is now dead, so that's also very sad.
Batman.
We get another call from Robin, who we again tell to screw off.
He only wants to help.
Don't let your feelings for him cloud your judgment.
You think I want him out there in harm's way?
So now we're going to continue on. Basically we need to get down to the basement of Ace Chemicals, and we're basically trying to get to the elevator in order to do that. But there's a lot of obstructions blocking us, so we're basically destroying those. And yeah, here's the third worker who's also dead.
Now, these animals are going to.
And now we're gonna try to use the elevator to get to the bottom. The elevator is completely broken, so we're gonna have to use our Batmobile in order to use the elevator. So we're gonna use our Batmobile literally to pull up and lower the elevator. This is why our power winch is so useful.
This is as high as the elevator will go. It's a bad idea to drop the elevator while I'm still inside it.
So now we see the last worker who's he's alive. He's being bullied by some militia people. So we don't really like bullies. So we're going to deal with them, show them how much we don't like bullies. Okay. Now we'll
It's okay.
rescue the worker. This worker tells us that Scarecrow's in the middle of the factory, so we'll first rescue the workers and head on over to the middle of the factory to confront Scarecrow. When we pull up the elevator, we're actually going to be confronted by some tanks and a flying drone. This is actually one of the hardest parts of the run, doing this part fast. You have to be very accurate with your tank shots. It's difficult, especially on hard. But if you get the right cycle, you can destroy this flying drone very quickly.
Alfred.
I saw, Sam. Initial scans indicate that the craft is unmanned
Uh-oh.
and being controlled remotely.
Aw, so we did not get it. So now we're gonna have to do this the very slow way. But yeah, basically, you're only able to destroy the flying drone while it's diving. So if he's not diving, you can't destroy him, and he dives in certain cycles. So what we want to do is destroy him before the first cycle, but that's very difficult to do. So unfortunately, that didn't happen, but that's okay.
These two were lucky.
Yeah, so now we're gonna head back into Ace Chemicals in order to
Take them back to GCPD, but be careful, Jim.
to find Scarecrow.
All over Gotham.
What are you going
Oracle, I need that route to Scarecrow. We're running out of time.
You're not gonna like this.
So what we're supposed to do is actually reroute this ramp so that we can point it towards this Ace Chemicals
It runs behind the main
wall
of the facility.
here.
I've sent
So
you the
we're going
location.
to,
What are you going to do?
but we don't have to. There's actually a nice little time save where we just use the ramp as it currently is in order to do that. It's not that hard, but it is. You can mess it up. I do mess it up all the time, so. But yeah, you can just drive through like that.
Batman, I think I found a weakness in those drone tapes. I'll investigate and report back soon.
And here there's a sentry gun. We need to take these guys out while the sentry gun isn't looking at us, otherwise we'll get shot and die. These sentry guns obliterate you, even on easy, so you want to be very careful about that. Gordon has taken everyone back to GCPD. We're basically going to try to confront Scarecrow to stop the toxin from getting released. There's this fight here. This fight's a lot of fun casually, but it's also like completely unnecessary. What we can do is throw a batarang at these guys and then do a line launcher tightrope over here, and then we can just unfortunately that didn't work, so we'll try again. There we go, that's much better. Yeah, but yeah, we can basically just skip this fight. So we'll then do this Predator where Scarecrow is. So the first thing we do is this silent takedown on this guy. Then we will backclaw these two guys off this edge here. The backclawing off the edge doesn't usually work in this game, it just happens to work in that spot. Hopefully I can get this before the guy comes on.
I need to stop chemicals being loaded into the mixing.
You can backclaw this guy off the edge, so
I can focus on stopping the explosion.
there we go. And then we can do like loud takedowns. Their loud takedown animations are pretty brutal. Like we just like smashed his head against the wall. Non-lethally, of course. So here we confront Scarecrow, but Scarecrow tells us that Barbara's been kidnapped, and we get a little bit distracted. In our distraction, Scarecrow actually escapes, which is not very good. That's our bad.
I'm not trying to stop it.
And now, basically, we're locked in this factory that's about to explode and release fear toxin everywhere.
Find her, Alfred.
So what we're going to do is use these neutralizing agents in order to
These canisters are highly volatile.
neutralize the fear toxin. I think this would probably be a good time to read donations, if there are any.
There's no other way, Alfred. There's always a way, sir.
Yeah, and basically here you want to not pull out the canisters too quickly or push them in too quickly, otherwise they can explode. So we have to be very careful. It's all about, like, in this category, it's like all about a trade-off between there are these lights that sort of signal whether you're putting it in too quickly, and you kind of try to maximize how many lights there are, which is it's very tricky. Like right now, I think right now this is a decent speed, but I could have pushed it. You can be a little riskier and push it in a little faster, but there's a very like small window between pushing it in too slowly and too quickly, so it's usually better to just err on the side of caution.
It's what you taught me. Do the right thing. That's all that matters.
So there are 4 canisters. This is the 3rd one. We'll go ahead and do the 4th one. after this.
Goodbye, Alfred.
There I pushed it in too fast. You get a warning the first time you push it in too fast. The second time it'll actually just blow up. But the thing is, like, when we take out this last canister, we're gonna turn around and we're gonna be confronted by Joker, who then shoots us in the face. Which is kind of a weird because, you know, I remember burning his body in the beginning of the game. He should be dead. So this is kind of odd. But anyways, maybe this flashback scene will explain things. So here we're playing the role of Commissioner Gordon. We've been dropped off at Panessa Studios. We don't really know why. But we do see a VIP elevator in front of us. We are pretty important, so let's just head on over there.
Great. How the hell am I?
And we even have voice access. So if you recall from the beginning of the game, I mentioned that Joker had injected his blood into Batman and has put his blood into hospitals around the city. So after the events of Arkham City, Gordon and Batman had tracked down as much of the blood as they could in order to stop them from being transfused into people. But it turns out that they missed some, which is unfortunate. So what Batman has now done is he's rounded up all of the people who've been infected with the Joker blood and has kidnapped them and put them in these isolation chambers. So we're gonna kind of see who these guys are. A lot of these guys were teased at the beginning of the game in the diner. We're gonna undim this, and so here we're gonna see over here there's Henry Adams. He looks pretty normal, but then there's Christina Bell, Johnny Charisma, and Albert King, and these three are turning into Jokers. So what Batman's trying to do is he's trying to use Henry Adams in order to come up with a cure for this Joker syndrome. And then there's a fifth cell that's empty, and it turns out that that cell is for Batman if he ever starts to turn into Joker. And what's happening is that whenever Batman gets exposed to fear toxin, he actually does start turning into Joker. So the reason why we're seeing Joker right now is that Batman is hallucinating him after being exposed to fear toxin. So, not very pog. But anyways, Joker does make the astute observation that, you know, hey, we're in this factory. This factory's gonna explode. That's not good. Let's try to exit this factory. So we escaped the factory. The factory is factory blows up. The fear toxin is not released, so that's good. But Barbara is still kidnapped, which is not good. We're gonna have to tell Gordon this. We're also debating whether or not to tell Gordon that Barbara works for us, because we don't think he'll react very well if we tell him that. But we'll head on over to Gordon now.
Alfred.
So we're gonna actually glide to GCPD because there's some tanks that we'll have to fight if we stay in our car. And then there's a predator actually at this clock tower that we're going to do. It's just we're actually intended to do this later, but it's faster to just do it now. I'm gonna do a silent takedown here. Then we will here take down this. Then I like to drop a smoke here. Take these guys out. Yeah, you can see that the gun actually did a lot of damage to me because this is on hard. So that's why I try to be a little bit more careful in these predators. Towards the end, with one guy left, he's not usually gonna shoot. He's not usually gonna kill you. So that's fine. But in general, you're gonna see me be pretty careful in predators so I don't get shot, because you can get totally obliterated by guys with shotguns, especially. So we'll talk with Gordon. We told him that Barbara's been kidnapped, and he's not happy. We're gonna go to the clock tower to look for clues.
Drive slow and let me deal with any trouble.
Why did I let this happen?
There's no way you could have predicted this, Jim.
It's my job to predict it as a cop.
As we go to the clock tower, we're gonna be accosted by 2 militia vehicles. We're gonna basically try to chase Gordon. We're gonna deal with them.
Up ahead, we've got company. Who are they?
I'll handle it. He needs my help.
So take care of them.
Your priority is to apprehend Commissioner Gordon. I say again, your priority is to apprehend the Commissioner. I want him alive. Let nothing stand in your way.
It's too dangerous, Jim. Get in the Batmobile. I'll take us to the clock tower.
Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna have Gordon come in the Batmobile, and then what happened? So in Gotham, this part of Gotham, there are 3 islands. There's Bleak Island, which we are currently on. There's Miyagani Island and Founders Island, and what Alfred's gonna do is he's gonna tell us basically how many tanks there are on each island. We don't really care what he has to say, so what we're gonna do is skip his dialogue.
Before you head to the clock tower, I thought you may like to hear the analysis of the Arkham Knight's forces you requested.
What have you got, Alfred?
As you can see, Founders Island. The remaining
And so after this, now we'll head to the clock tower. There's some tanks waiting for us
Thanks, Alfred.
there, so we'll have to deal with them.
Sergeant! Yes, sir? The extraction squad's down. Take control of the clock tower drones. He's coming.
switching to manual control. I'll stop him, sir.
You're losing control.
Jim, clock tower's surrounded. I'll clear the area. Let you know when it's safe to head inside.
I only see 5 drones online.
He's using high caliber rounds. Titanium tipped, maybe tungsten carbide.
Oops, that was unfortunate. Yeah, if you get shot in these tank fights, that's actually really bad. The tanks do a lot of damage, and they also like wipe out your weapons generator, which is useful for doing that missile barrage. So it's not ideal to get shot in these tank fights. You also lose out on XP. Anyway, so we now in the clock tower, we're being treated to this flashback scene, so we can see here that Barbara is able to walk, which she actually is normally in a wheelchair, but you see she foolishly doesn't look through her peephole, so she ends up getting shot in the back by Joker. So this is why she's now paralyzed and in a wheelchair.
Show a little spine.
Yeah, Joker makes a tasteless joke. I don't think it's that funny.
Just wait till your father gets home.
Yeah, this is probably a good donation spot.
This mess. Nothing like a trip down old memory lane.
So what's going to happen is Gordon's actually is going to come up, and he's going to. We're going to actually tell him that Barbara works for us. He's going to get mad at us, punch us in the face, and then leave. After that, after we skip that cutscene, I'm going to actually reload from checkpoint. It skips a Joker dialogue, which actually saves time. It saves like 10 seconds if you have a solid state drive and have good loading times.
Not yet, anyway.
So first we spawn in this wheelchair, and then we'll interact with it, and then reload. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try to track Oracle. So we're gonna look at some surveillance footage.
I need to find out what happened to Barbara.
Using the back
They covered their
computer.
tracks by disabling the clock tower security cameras.
We're gonna basically find out the truck that they're using to track Oracle, and then we're gonna be able to scan for their tire tracks.
There. That's the vehicle they took Barbara away in. Those tires are Amertech D60s. I can program the Batmobile to track their unique tread pattern. It'll lead me right to them.
Now that I think about it,
So yeah, we'll start tracking the tire tracks.
I mean, I had no idea she worked for you when I shot her. I just got lucky.
The tire tracks will lead me to Barbara. I can use the Batmobile forensic scanner to follow them.
Waiting for her head.
Alfred, I want the Arkham Knight's name.
As do I, Master Bruce. He has presumably chosen that title for a reason. Where do you suggest we start?
When we get to a certain point of these tire tracks, we're going to actually encounter like a roadside bomb that the militia drops into the street. We're going to basically try to disarm it. First, we're going to hack it with a bunch of viruses, and then while hack is happening, we're going to have to deal with some tanks that the Arkham Knight has sent to deal with us. Oh.
Faster. Drone feed offline. Get back! These machines are relentless. Unlike you, they don't give up. They don't hesitate. They don't hold back.
Okay, now we will. Now we can supply electricity to this and defuse the bomb.
The power wave to trigger a controlled explosion.
And then we'll continue scanning the tire tracks. We're going to scan them to Miyagani Island. There's a bridge that we need lowered, but we can't lower it
The Arkham Knight's
yet.
trail leads into Miyagani Island. Lower the Mercy Bridge.
I can't, sir. We're locked out.
The militia must have hardwired into the transport control system. Find me their access point.
Right. Tracing the network traffic, it seems to have all been rerouted to Grand Avenue Station.
Then that's where they'll
So we need to go to Grand Avenue Station in order to lower this bridge.
you when you're able to lower the bridge.
Be careful, sir.
So we'll go on and head there. There's basically a Predator here. This Predator has a pretty consistent strat. It also has a much riskier, less consistent strat. I'm gonna probably go for the consistent strat for now, which is we'll try the other strat. I don't really like it. It doesn't work as well. But yeah, we'll so it's inverted takedown here. Throw a smoke here. Do a takedown. Aww. Ah. Okay, there we go. And now we're gonna get a Riddler trophy. The reason why is we're gonna be basically the next part of this is once we take command of this uplink terminal, we're going to be encountering Riddler, and there's some Riddler dialogues that we want to skip, and we won't be able to skip them unless we grab that trophy. So also the trophy gives us a little bit of XP. But basically, we're gonna after we do this, Riddler's gonna come on these screens and tell us that he's kidnapped Catwoman, which not good.
Riddle me this. Why
visit an abandoned orphanage.
So there's a fight here. We can skip it. I'm gonna try to skip it. It's very difficult to skip this fight. It's one of the hardest fight skips in the game. I usually don't go for it on hard, but we'll just try it.
That is because you are no match for me, Edward Nygma.
Okay. Yeah, that didn't work.
Intellectual superior. Did you think I would just forget our last meeting, Dark Knight? You humiliated me. I know you will not beat me this time. It is utterly impossible. You cannot do it. I have won already. I will mock your attempts to solve my reference. I will stand triumphant over your bloody corpse, and as the dim light fades.
Yeah, so because we don't have like any upgrades, any like good combat upgrades, the fight takes a long time if you don't get that fight skip. So there's another strat for like not doing that fight skip, which I usually would do, but unfortunately, but I wanted to sort of see if I could do it. So we get to Catwoman, and Riddler has these robots that
But first, let me introduce my beautiful assistant.
So we'll just fight them with Catwoman.
Tired of my dependence upon the least useless dregs I can scrape from Gotham's utterly uninspired underbelly. Why rely on others for help when you can design, program, engineer, and manufacture it yourself? What a pair you made. Together.
And then what we're gonna do is Riddler has this dialogue, which we can actually skip by going to the menu and selecting an unsolved riddle, because then what happens is Riddler reads out the riddle, and this ends up canceling all other Riddler dialogues. So that's the reason why we got that trophy earlier.
Sir, I regained control.
Well, Batman, old boy.
So now we're gonna head back to the Batmobile. We actually have to select the objective here for whatever reason. We're not able to interact with the objective unless it's selected. Kind of weird.
You can't save all of Barbara.
There's also a Man-Bat jump scare that we could trigger now. You want to avoid that because it's slow, but you do that by grappling to like the flat surface of a roof. So we're gonna try to avoid doing that, and in order to sort of not trigger the Man-Bat jump scare. So now we're supposed to continue scanning the tire tracks, but instead of doing that, we're going to just glide to wherever the car actually is right now, which is behind the hospital. You want to make sure though that the bridge does get lowered, which it should be now. Usually I use the music as a cue. Yeah, so here, this is where the car is.
You've got the numbers. Flush it out.
Car's empty. The Arkham Knight must have taken Oracle and moved on.
And so now we're going to look at this car for clues.
Closely. The car veered off an empty road. Why? Looks like the driver wasn't wearing his seatbelt. I should find the body. Traces of pepper spray on the right side.
This is probably a good time to read some donations.
The passenger seat and deliberately caused the crash.
One thing I like is that Barbara is allowed to kill this guy. He flew out the windshield. He's clearly dead, but
the door was torn off during the crash. If I can find where it came to rest, I can determine exactly.
I guess he was non-lethally thrown out of the window.
Torn cleanly off the hinges. The door must have been opened before the crash. Oracle got out. I need to examine the reconstruction. Pinpoint where she landed. Oracle got free of the vehicle before the crash. Oracle stopped here. Someone took a shot at her. I should analyze the point of impact for ballistic evidence.
Yeah, so basically what happened is Oracle hid something that's going to let us track the Arkham Knight's voice. So in order to obviously analyze it, we're going to need to get some help from Lucius. But yeah, first we have to find it. We're looking at all of this. So this is actually like all very, it's all kind of speculative, but this is the detective work that we're able to do. And basically we find that Oracle hid something behind these crates.
She must have left a clue while crawling away.
Yeah, so we're going to have Lucius help us with this. So in order to do that, we're going to head to Wayne Tower. We're going to glide there because there are a bunch of tanks that we don't want to get into fights with that are on the way. And here, yeah, we want to be careful not to trigger the Man-Bat jump scare, although I guess I could trigger it like in an actual marathon just for fun to freak out the viewers. But yeah, we generally try to avoid it. Yeah, so here we'll talk with Lucius. We're also going to get... He's basically going to figure out how to let us track the Arkham Knight's voice. And then we're also going to get a tank upgrade. He's going to offer to give us a tank upgrade, which we are going to take I think it's the one on the right, which is the weapons generator.
Upload waveform for analysis.
So we will...
Excellent
get
choice.
that, and now we will head on over to Miyagani Tunnel, which is where we think the Arkham Knight is.
Alfred, I've traced the Arkham Knight to the Miyagani tunnel system.
Excellent news, sir. But I'm detecting a significant
Thank you, Neon Flash. There's like a bunch of tanks on this island. There's some tanks that are part of this tank fight, and then there are a lot that aren't. So what you generally want to do is not trigger too many, not aggro too many of the tanks. It's very difficult to do that properly. Which I think I did aggro like all the tanks on the island. So you can do this with like 40 tanks remaining, which is like ideal, but yeah, I have 32 tanks remaining, which could be worse. I've had it with like 27 tanks remaining, which means that there were extra 5 tanks in the fight. But yeah, so we're getting through the Miyagani Tunnel. Robin again wants to help us. Again, we tell him to screw off.
How very me of you. Now I can see why you
we're gonna use the RC Batarang here.
Still, if you cared about Barbara the way that little
Line launch. Here there's a very interesting strat for this where you kind of go under this gate. It's like rarely ever worth it to do, but it is kind of cool if you like get it really quickly. That's very difficult. I'm also gonna get another upgrade, which is the multi-ground takedown. This is very important for doing fights quickly. Especially on hard. So we're gonna see what that looks like in the fight coming up. So anyways, we're tracking the Arkham Knight to this this marker here. And then we get ambushed by him. Again, Arkham Knight wants to kill us, but he's not going to because Scarecrow won't let him. So people always ask like why he doesn't, because he says you know exactly where to shoot, which is clearly in the face, but he shoots him like in the body. He doesn't want to kill Batman. He just wants to, you know, humiliate him.
It's gonna make it even more satisfying when I kill you. Oh, and don't worry about Barbara. I'll take better care of her than you ever did. Batman's in the control room. Show him what happens when he messes with minds.
Yeah, but we do inject ourselves with, I guess, some like adrenaline or something. It's we're able to kind of shrug that gunshot off. The way we like to do this is to do an environmental takedown on this first guy. Alright, and then there's some guys who are going to fight us, so we'll so that's what the multi-ground takedown is. Basically, if you knock the guys on the ground, then what you can do is do a multi-ground takedown, which basically knocks them all out. Oops, I forgot. Yeah, you can't actually batarang those guys to finish the fight, so it's unfortunate. But yeah, you also want to make sure you don't like get shot by this tank during the fight. That tank will like obliterate all your health. So yeah. So we're gonna try now. We're gonna open this door that we weren't able to get our Batmobile through before. That's why we had to do all of this nonsense.
That guy doesn't know you very well now, does he?
Now we can remote control it.
What kind of super villain thinks a bullet to the stomach and a handle of tank stops Batman?
We need to clear the area. Time to rescue Oracle and make the Arkham Knight pay.
I see you back in the car, Master Bruce.
Whoops.
I'm going after the Knight. He's here in the tunnel.
Then let us hope he has Miss Gordon with him.
Alright, so now we're gonna track the Arkham Knight some more. He's getting in this car, followed by support vehicles. We're gonna have to try to destroy the support vehicles. Ah, no.
He knows where she is. He's not getting away.
Get another car! Don't let him get us! I won't fail you, sir! He's mine!
Okay, so it's faster actually to destroy the support vehicles because now this APC takes more damage once the support vehicles are gone. Unfortunately, this is still a little slow, but it's fine. We destroy that, and now we will interrogate the driver. We think it's the Arkham Knight, but it turns out that it's not. It's some guy who's just mimicking his voice. But maybe we can interrogate him to kind of learn a bit more.
Driver isn't the Arkham Knight, but he'll know where I can find him.
seen the wrong man.
Well, this is probably a good time for like reading donations.
Where is the Arkham Knight?
And thanks for good luck.
You won't find him.
You think I didn't know you were tracking my broadcast location? Here's a lesson, Batman. I know how you think, which means I know how to beat you. Where is he?
With Barbara Gordon. She's ours now. Can you imagine what the Knight's going to do to her? What are you doing? No! You can't do this!
So we'll do a little bit of interrogation to get this guy to tell us. He's going to basically give us a lead on Penguin, so we're going to learn about Penguin from one of our sidekicks, which is Nightwing, who's also been coincidentally tracking Penguin.
That's all I know! I'll tell you, just stop!
You can get like bad dialogue RNG here, which is annoying, but we happen to get a pretty fast one, so it's not too bad.
What's it called?
So after this, we're going to get a Batmobile upgrade. And the Batmobile upgrade, we're supposed to do a tank fight after, but we can actually skip that tank fight if we exit our Batmobile immediately. So we're going to do that.
Sir, I discovered an exploit the Arkham Knight was using to broadcast via your gauntlet. Rest assured that all of our communications are securely encrypted. Should I lock him out to prevent further disruptions?
Keep the channel open, Alfred. The more he talks, the more I know about it.
Yeah, I'm explaining the whole story, or most of it. So we're going to glide over to the next objective, which is right here. And when we do that, eventually these tanks will stop seeing us. There's like the tank over there that sometimes, like, yeah, the tank just like flipped around. It's funny. And now we'll rendezvous with Nightwing. Nightwing gives us a disruptor, and he's taken us to the location of a Penguin truck.
I can disable enemy weapons.
So what we'll do is first take out these guys.
I've only got 3 shots. I should pick my targets wisely. That disabled the firearm. If I use the disruptor again, it will explode when fired, knocking out the user and flooring anyone nearby.
You look like the guy who killed my brother.
Equipment sabotaged. Time to introduce myself.
I'm gonna reload here because there's the tank fight that we skipped. The tanks will never despawn unless we reload from checkpoint. So that's why I'm doing that here. And now what we're supposed to do is track this Penguin truck to Penguin's hideout.
Let's see. A truck full of weapons and explosives.
So what we'll do is use our disruptor to help do that.
Ammo to tag the vehicle and follow it across Gotham. Now I just need to give them a little motivation to lead me back to their hideout.
While tracking this truck, there's a lot like of waiting to do. So what I'm gonna do is scan get some riddles. So there's like a riddle there. There's a trophy here, so we'll get that. This gives us just a little bit more XP. It's not like the most important thing to do. And then finally, there's another trophy right up here that we can easily get for free. Basically, what we did is we scared the people in the truck, and they're like kind of driving away. We have to wait for them to calm down before they start heading back to the hideout. The hideout is over there. You can actually, there's a predator there which we can skip, but I'm not comfortable enough right now to do it. I'm a bit rusty. So I'm going to actually do this predator, because the predator is very easy if you do it this way, the way that I do it. It's very consistent. So what we do here is a silent takedown on this guy. Make sure that you reestablish visual contact at some point, but you do a fear takedown here. Then get into corner cover. Oops. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that was this should have worked, but I forgot the inputs to getting into corner cover somehow. That's unfortunate. So it spawns you back here.
Now I just need to give them a little motivation. Lead me back to their hideout.
Yeah. No, no, no! It's Batman! Get the hell out of here!
Yeah, I thought yeah, and then after I got spotted, I thought that I would be able to drop a smoke, but I didn't.
Right back to Penguin's weapons cache.
So we'll do this again.
The tracker will remain locked, even through buildings, as long as I keep the target in view and within range.
Yeah, that also kind of shows how easy it is to die in these predators on hard. So that's why I generally want to be a bit more careful. So we'll try this again.
We did it! We actually did it! Screw Batman. He's overrated. Couldn't even keep up with this in this piece of crap.
The roof is heavily protected. This must be Penguin's hideout.
Oops. Yeah, so that's how normally the Predator should go. So anyways, now we've gotten to Penguin. We're going to interrogate him, maybe get some more leads on where he's taken Barbara, or where Scarecrow's taken Barbara.
The Arkham Knight, Barbara Gordon. Tell me where they are.
So that's who we had. The Commissioner's little girl.
So one thing is after Nightwing told us how to find Penguin, we basically told him to screw off. And yeah, so here Penguin is telling us something about Simon Stagg. He has these airships, which were teased also at the beginning of the game. We'll head to the airships after this.
Lie to me. I'm not. I swear. They said he's about to leave Gotham. Those airships over the West River, it belonged to him. Put him down! We'll shoot. Won't do you any good. Scarecrow's gonna break you. You are going down, Batman.
Hold him steady, fellas. I've been working on my swing. Watch and learn. Gonna knock his head right out of the...
This is you handling it, right? Now don't worry. You can
Yeah, so Nightwing, we get in a bit of a pickle. Nightwing does save us. He doesn't listen to us when we tell him to screw off, but Batman will never thank Nightwing, but I'm thankful. I'm thankful on behalf of Batman. So.
Bruce, you need to let me help.
Alright, so Penguin has these weapons caches here. We're going to just destroy them. This would start the side mission for it, but we don't really do side missions in this game, or in this category, so we're going to just destroy it and be done.
Please, what are you doing? Bats? Come on! Don't lock me in here. I'll do anything. You want your laundry done? I'll do it. Help out, Alfred. You got it. I wouldn't like to be that guy.
Alfred, find out
Then when we get out of here, or we try to leave, we're gonna get ambushed by some militia people. What we're gonna have to do is use our Batmobile to take these guys out.
Dear old Uncle Jay sort out these chumps.
I need to find somewhere I can get a clear shot to take out the militia ambush.
So yeah, we're gonna use our Batmobile to go up this parking lot and shoot these guys with some non-lethal rounds. Okay, and now we will head on to Stag's airships.
Right. Sir, Stag's airships have been hooked and tethered. We're reeling him in.
Good. Get in there and find Stag.
So this is basically Stag's airship is tied to a watchtower. I'm gonna try a newer strat that I haven't really done before for this. I think it's better. But anyways, basically this watchtower is a predator, and you have to take these guys out. There's like a remote control drone as well. That those are very annoying, even on easy. They can do a lot of damage. Generally want to avoid getting spotted by those as much as possible. Okay, so I'm gonna try this strat here.
Okay, I've taken out the militia. Now to disable the tower.
I like that strat, I think, so... yeah, so we destroy the watchtower, and now we can go into Stag's airship, except Stag's airship is password protected. So we need some kind of device in order to get around the password protection. Turns out that Lucius has a gadget that will do that. And not only that, it happens to be in this building that's right next to us. So that's pretty cool. Pretty pog.
There's a service hatch on top of the airship. I can use the remote hacking device to get in.
Alright, so here basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to find Simon Stagg in this airship. There's a bunch of stuff we have to do in order to get to him in the first place. I think while we do all this stuff, I think this would be a good time to read donations as well.
Those soldiers are using an unmanned drone. I've got the code. Now I can turn that drone against them.
Need to remember not to cancel or to throw batarangs here.
I should now have full rotational control of the airship's stability system. However, the hacking device will only work within a certain range of any control terminal.
Okay, we're going to be introduced to a big brute. We need to For some reason, there's a lot of like 7-foot tall gigantic guys in this game. Probably more than exist like in the world. But we'll go ahead and deal with them. And basically, after we hack this, we'll find Simon Stagg being bullied by some militia people. So we'll go ahead and rescue him. Simon Stagg, though, kind of deserves this. We'll see why later.
And from the look of him, he won't last much longer. I need to save him.
Where are the files?
I'm not telling you.
You want us to cut off your fingers? I don't mind. We start with you. Get Mr. Staggs.
Okay, so now we will rescue Stagg, but after we rescue Stagg, we start hallucinating Jokers, which is not good. And then Stagg is actually going to get kidnapped again and taken to the second airship. So what's happening here is that I'm spinning the camera around so that we can kind of spawn in the Jokers, and then we're supposed to like fight them. The fastest way is to cape stun them, which is what I'll do once they start spawning in. Fight Joker, prevent him from taking over our mind, and then we'll see that Simon Stagg has been kidnapped and taken to the other airship. The other airship has some turrets. We're going to need to disable them, so before we can actually head on over there. If we try to head on over there now, that we'll get shot, which is not good. So we'll have to head on over to find out how we can disable those airship defenses. Here there's like a puzzle for these. For these crates here. This is, you can kind of do it with just from up there.
Did you think you stopped me at Ace Chemicals, Batman?
And then we get a nice path.
You merely delayed the inevitable. Gotham is mine to do with as I please.
And we'll hack this.
And the same can be said of your friend. Poor little Barbara Gordon. Close your eyes. Can you see her? Cowering in the darkness. Cursing the hero who
Then here there's going to be a Predator coming up. What we'll do is we'll do this Predator, and then we're going to try to find a way to get to the other airship. We're going to need to do some stuff with Stagg's handprints. So the way to do this Predator is drone hack this guy. Have this guy electrocute those two guys over there. This guy will just Batclaw. And then this last guy will just take out like that.
Now that they're out of the way, I can use that console to disable the airship's defenses.
Nice work, Batman. But come on, let's be honest. It's the new suit, right? Not the worn-out hero inside.
The weapon system controls are locked behind a scanner keyed to Stagg's fingerprints. Without a clean set of his prints, I'm locked out. Maybe the CCTV camera.
Yeah, so here we're going to have to look at Stagg's handprints in order to try to open some of these doors.
There's more chance of
and use the computer.
He was thrown down the stairs. I should search for more prints. He touched that railing when he steadied himself. I should find more prints to reconstruct a full set. Stagg left a handprint near the exit to the room. I know where Stagg left his prints. Now I just have to scan those locations.
Anyway, don't blame me. Blame Scarecrow and his patented joke.
I've got an index fingerprint here. 3 locations left to scan.
Oh, what's the deal here? Reconstructing a match using...
I've completed reconstruction of Stagg's thumbprint. 2 spots left to scan.
What do you think they're going to do?
I've been able to reconstruct Stagg's middle fingerprint. 1 site left. I've got the full set. I should be able to access Stagg's computer system now.
So you're going to use a
So now we've accessed the computer and destroyed the drones that are blocking us. So now we'll head on over to the second airship.
His online dating profile.
Sir?
Okay, and here we have to do another fight.
What the hell did you do to me? Help, you idiot. Anyone who touches you now gets 1,000 volts.
The malicious combat suits can temporarily carry an electric charge. I won't be able to hit them when they're in that state.
We're gonna get another upgrade, which is the CPU virus. That's a very useful upgrade. We'll use it a lot later on for a tank. Password. Okay, like to scan that riddle there.
Our one-time friend, Mr. Stagg, neglected to keep the cloud.
So it sounds like Stagg is actually working with Scarecrow, creating something called the Cloudburst. Also, as we walk through this corridor here, we're actually going to find that Stagg has actually been doing human experimentation with the fear toxin, which is not very cool of him. And so now we're going to do this Predator where Stagg is. This Predator is pretty difficult on hard. So I have a strat for it that usually works pretty well, but we'll see how it goes. It can also very easily go wrong, and I can lose a bunch of time, or even die.
Please let me go. I've got so much money, even Batman.
So the first thing I want to try to do is do a fear takedown on these 3 guys here.
I should leave him until last.
There we go. Then the next thing I like to do is a silent takedown on this guy here. There's gonna be some guy who like oh, this is a little concerning. And then we want to blow this guy up with this generator. This is the best way of dealing with him. Oh, this is unfortunate, I think. Oh wait, this is okay. I think we can get a fear takedown off of this. Oh no. Okay, good. Okay, so that Predator went decently well. Yeah, so you do have to improvise a little bit there. Yeah, and here we're gonna be hallucinating 2 scarecrows, so we're gonna try to pick the correct one, which we won't. And this is a good time for donations, so I'm gonna be right back after. Here.
Or am I going to get another hit of that delicious gas while you watch helpless as she dies? How do we decide? Roll up, roll up. It's the pick. Bad luck, bats.
You're not dying. It just feels like you are. My toxin is filling your lungs, drowning you in your greatest fears. What can you see? A city engulfed in fear. Betrayed by those you trust the most. Your darkest secrets revealed. As I tear your mind apart, Gotham will watch. I will cut that mask from your face, and the whole world will see the fear in your eyes. Then they too will understand. There is no savior, no more hope, no more Batman. Maybe it's all.
Alright, so here, we just got gassed by Scarecrow. Every time this happens, we start turning more and more into Scarecrow, so that's basically what's happening right now.
Look at me! I'm amazing! And this body! I can't believe how strong it is!
Such brutality.
Come on, finish him.
Yeah, I guess more donations here. Scarecrow is gonna escape. He's gonna claim he's not running, but you know, this looks like running to me, so.
Something's changed. You're different.
I'd prefer to call it a work in progress, but it does show potential.
You're trapped. There's nowhere to run.
Who said anything about running?
Alright, so Scarecrow escapes again. He's gonna then tell us that Barbara is in the same safe house that we saw Poison Ivy at. So we're gonna head on over there.
Alfred, he's holding Oracle at the safe house in Chinatown. I'm heading there now.
Please.
Okay, so here, when we get to the safe house, what happens is Barbara will get gassed here, and then she's gonna freak out.
She's gone now.
And then she's gonna take a gun and shoot herself to kind of end her suffering. So Barbara is now dead, 100% completely dead. No possible way that she's alive. Yeah, so Batman's sad about it, but Alfred's trying to keep him focused. There's something called the Cloud Burst, which does exactly what it sounds like it'll do. It'll create a burst of clouds, and if those clouds contain fear toxin, that's bad. So we're gonna have to stop that. We eventually have this revelation, hey, Poison Ivy's immune to Scarecrow's toxin, so maybe we can use her to help us. So after this cutscene, we will head on over to GCPD to talk with Poison Ivy. So I think now would be a donation spot.
Master Bruce, don't let Miss Gordon's death... Don't let it be for nothing.
Oh, you can't bring her back. Let Uncle Jay take charge. No more bad memories, no more pain, no more fear. Scout on, Ivy. Oh no.
Sir?
Alfred,
Yeah, that's bad.
Scan of the city. Let me know the instant you locate the cloudburst.
Of course, where are you going?
Maybe I'm editorializing too much by saying that, you know, releasing the fear toxin throughout the city is bad.
She doesn't have a choice.
Technically, that's an opinion. I think Scarecrow thinks it's good.
What happened to the safe house was not some cruel game. It was necessary. Tonight is about more than Gotham. It's about what you became in that room. The hero who failed. That's what I want the world to see.
Good to see you, Batman.
I'm starting to enjoy watching you come in.
Okay, so when we talk to Ivy, basically we find out that Ivy is able to create spores that counteract the fear toxin. But in order to create enough on the scale to stop the fear gas in all of Gotham, she needs some really big plants in order to do it. The first plant that she can use is at the Botanical Garden, so we're going to try taking her there. Unfortunately, on the way out, we encounter what Aaron Cash calls one big mother of a tank. So we will see if we can find a weakness for it. We can't shoot these tanks like we normally do because the armor is too strong. But maybe we can find a weakness.
Scan its hull to find a weakness I can exploit. That's the left side scan. That's the rear scan. I just need...
Can't get a clear
What?
shot. I need to find a better angle.
The Cobra drone has enough firepower to rip the Batmobile to shreds in just a few shots. And its armor is too thick for my weaponry to penetrate head-on. However, there is a weakness.
Alright, so what we'll do is we can get here, and if we remote control our Batmobile,
Shot with the Batmobile's 60mm cannon should take it out.
we actually end up a little bit closer to
I can use the
Cobra. So what we're supposed to do is we need to lock on to the back of it, and then we can destroy it. So basically what we're going to be doing are some stealth tank battles, which is kind of a cool idea in my opinion. Although there is a lot of RNG in these Cobra fights, so they are very annoying overall. Alright, so now we will head on over to the Botanical Gardens. On the way there, I'm going to get a couple of upgrades. I'm going to get a Cobra Lure, and I'm going to get reload speed, so...
Scarecrow pulling this on Halloween. Guess he's got a sense of humor after all.
So this is a Cobra fight. This one's not too bad because there are only 3 of them. So we'll do that.
Lost contact with the drone, sir. Send backup now. Any question? Did it hurt? Watching her die? Powerless to do anything? Drone offline. Sending a Cobra to support. Barbara Gordon burned for you. She fought for you. And look what I got.
Okay. So now we'll take Ivy to the botanical gardens.
Try and get me to the botanical gardens.
Basically, this plant also is not enough. She needs more. So what we're gonna do is try to find another plant for her. Unfortunately, they're buried deep underground. So what we'll do is use Lucius. He's gonna give us a gadget that will let us scan for these plants underground. So what we'll do is head to Wayne Tower parking garage in order to find one such, in order to get the sonar to find the plant.
Lucius, open the parking lot entrance.
I thought you were here already, Mr. Wayne. Must be a glitch in the system. I'll get that checked immediately.
We do get confronted by some tanks who try to destroy us, so we'll treat them with the standard Wayne Tower hospitality. Oh, whoops.
Multiple units offline. Mob has been hit. Rattler's been hit. Batman's taken out a drone. We lost one, sir. He's making you look like a fool. Wayne Tower unit destroyed. That appears to be the last of them, Mr. Wayne. Your upgrade's ready for collection. I'm outfitting the Batmobile.
Okay, so now we have our sonar, so we will try to find where Ivy's plant is. So the way we get there is we go here, go through the Miyagani tunnel.
I'm afraid those drones were just the beginning. I've detected a significant redeployment of vehicles from Founders Island into the north and south of the city. It seems the Arkham Knight is tightening his grip.
I'm ready for them, Alfred.
Very good, sir.
Ivy, I've found a way to track the route. Gotham.
Follow the routes. They'll take
And what happens is the militia's going to try to shoot down Ivy's plant, which is also not good, so we will try to stop that from happening.
Let's hope we don't need to
Oh,
find
whoops.
out.
Sometimes you can
Stay in
skip
the
cutscenes
gardens,
too
Ivy.
early, which
I'll let you know if the situation changes.
happened. So now we're gonna head to Panessa Studios to basically we want to we're going to try to see if we can find the cloudburst. So we're gonna use our computer to see if we can do that.
Still think the Bat's coming to save it.
Open.
Robin's down there right
So here we find out we actually have Robin working for us to find this Joker cure. It turns out that Robin and Barbara are engaged to be married, and we haven't actually told him that Barbara is dead, which is not very cool. So that is a thing. We're gonna get a gadget, which is the freeze grenade. The only reason to get it is this is gonna make predators and fights a bit better, a bit faster. So it is important to get it now. We shouldn't skip it. And try scanning the Robin riddle.
You promised you'd let me out of here.
Okay, it worked. And now we will head on out.
I thought for sure you were going to tell him. Come clean like you did with Gordon. Ah, but you realized, why break him now when we can crush him later? It's so I've been rooting around in this bat-infected...
Okay, so now we'll head over to this. There's basically a relay drone that, basically we're not able to have our Batwing fly over Founders Island because there's a missile launcher there. So what we're going to do is try to destroy it. It's going to be hard to destroy it, but we're going to use this relay drone to see if there's something on it that we can use to help us. So we're going to head on over there. So what this relay drone lets us do is we're able to pull something that's going to let us basically blind drones, which is helpful. For example, there's a drone here that we can blind, and then what we need to do is destroy 2 radar towers. So the first one is right in front of us. The second one, we have to fight a few people to destroy it. Not a big deal.
I need to destroy the radar before the drone comes back online.
See all these weird trophy things around the place? It's the real good.
That's the first radar tower dealt with.
All units, we've lost radar coverage in Sector 1.
Probable malfunction. I'm assigning tech now.
Delay that order. It was bad.
Oops, I'm supposed to grapple this.
Prepare yourselves. Alpha target incoming.
Bringing that tank of his up.
So one nice thing about the freeze grenade is it lets us deal with these brutes in a much faster way by freeze punching them. Which is faster than doing like that beatdown that we would normally do when you're playing casually.
I know how you feel about this Arkham Wannabat. The same way I feel about those cheap Joker knockoffs you've got at the movie studios. There can only be one Joker, Bats, and it's...
I can use the remote hacking device to temporarily...
So now we need to destroy the radar. It is guarded by some sentry guns, but we can blind them with our newly acquired gadget. And now that we've destroyed these drones, we can take out the radar tower. Or sorry, we can take out the missile launcher. The missile launcher is protected by Predator, so that's this Predator is tricky on Glitchless. It's much easier in any percent, but any percent hard. But yeah, the strat I have right now is you silent take down this guy. Silent take down this guy. Then hopefully these guys don't. These guys are lined up properly. No, they're not. Ah, no. Forgot I didn't have a fear takedown anymore, so that is unfortunate.
And your legend dies with you.
Ugh, really rusty on this Predator, so... So that was unfortunately, I think I forgot how to do that Predator. I forgot exactly what my plan was, so that's unfortunate. But now we did that Predator, so now we can deal with this long-range missile launcher. This long-range missile launcher is here, but we do need our Batmobile in order to destroy it. We do have to do a Cobra fight in order to get our Batmobile onto here, which is not very cool, but okay.
Sir, Batman's lowering all 3 bridges into Founders Island. He's bringing the car to destroy the missile launcher. Deploy strike team Delta to target location now. Yes, sir. What about the Batmobile? Activate the Cobra swarm. Right into the ground. There's a whole world of hurt coming your way, Batman.
This Cobra fight has a lot of RNG in it, which is very annoying. I think that this guy,
What's Delta status, Sergeant? Inbound, sir. About 2 clicks south of target location.
whoops.
Drone was unable to acquire the target. Resume global patrol command. Sir. We know where you are, Batman. You're not getting out of that control room alive. Cobra offline. I've got support nearby. I'm sending it in.
Oh,
Sir, I don't think 5 tanks was enough.
okay, let's go this way. Alright, so that's the Cobra fight. The Cobra fight is a bit annoying, there's a lot of RNG in it, but that happened to work out decently well, like, I can't really complain about that. So now we're going to destroy this long-range missile launcher, but this long-range missile launcher, the Arkham Knight is going to send some militia people, as well as himself, to help secure it. These guys aren't really a big deal, we can take them.
Okay, I give up.
Where'd he go? Raise the defense shields. Keep all access points covered.
And also while the Arkham Knight's here, we can ask him a question.
Those pointy ears aren't just for show, you know.
What's the time? Seriously? What do you mean?
Who are you?
Not yet, Dark Knight.
Well, I guess he didn't want to answer our question. That's okay, now we can just take out these thugs. Alright, so now we can use our Batmobile to go up this ramp, and then we can destroy the missile launcher.
You think you can outwit me? You think I'm just like all the others?
Alfred, the Arkham Knight's missile launcher is destroyed. I'm calling in the Batwing to start searching for the Cloudburst.
Okay, so we're gonna use our Batwing. We can use our Batwing now, so we will do that, and then also what we're gonna so now what we're gonna do is go to our clock tower and take a look at what the Batwing's analysis is.
Some of Riddler's OC delightful scavenger hunt, and I'll do some hit and runs in the Batmobile. I promise I'll hand control of your body right back when my turn is done.
Identity confirmed.
I'm gonna try scanning this Batgirl riddle. You get it for free, and it's like some free XP, but and it's also good practice for 100%. So yeah, as we analyze this, this is a good donation.
Alfred, pull up the footage from the Batwing's onboard scanner.
Certainly, sir.
Oh, there's just a cutscene
As you
here.
can see, the Batwing has completed an orbital sweep of Founders Island, but there's still no sign of the cloudburst. I will, of course, let you know when the situation changes, but one moment, sir. I'm receiving an emergency broadcast from the movie studios.
Batman, I hope you can hear this. The movie studios are under attack. Robin is in trouble.
Listen to me very carefully. You need to lock down that room. We can't let the infected get out.
Of course. Tell me when.
Henry!
That's enough from you! Well, look who's too late to save the day. How's it going, Batbrain? It's been a while.
Harley Quinn.
So you do remember me. That's weird, because you killed the only thing I ever loved. And now I find you've been keeping a whole new generation of Jokers to yourself. I know. Awkward.
Don't do it. They're not stable.
Oh, they're not stable? Maybe you want to take a look in the mirror sometime.
Alfred, I need to get to the movie studios.
Please be quick, sir.
Yeah, so Harley Quinn was Joker's girlfriend back when he was alive. Now she's taken over Panessa Studios. Robin needs a bit of help. We're gonna go help him. So we're gonna head over to Panessa Studios and do that. So there are a lot of thugs at Panessa Studios. The first of them are on the roof. There's kind of a funny way of taking out these thugs on the roof, I think. What you can do is there's a generator here. We can just lure them to that. And then once they cluster around, we can just blow it up. We're not able to open our own door. Harley changed the voice code access, but we can use the thing that we got from that driver that we interrogated earlier in order to mimic Harley's voice. So that's kind of cool.
The modulator I picked up from the Arkham Knight's driver to synthesize her voice.
The day. How's it going, Batbrain? It's been a while. Look who's...
Okay, so now we can open the door. But then when we try to get into the elevator, there's some thugs that come out and we have to do a predator. This predator is kind of is not the easiest, but there is a pretty good way of doing that. So we're going to first, what you can do is you can use the voice synthesizer to lure people to places. So we're going to do that with the minigunner, and we can use our disruptor in order to basically make it so that when the guy hits that crate, he'll get electrocuted. So that's a very fast way of dealing with
It's like something was holding her back.
of dealing with that guy. So I don't know where this should be. Another guy. I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. That's unfortunate. I did not mean to get shot there. But anyway, so this last part is kind of tricky. What you want to do is, what we're going to want to do is blind this. Throw smoke here.
He's using smoke!
And then take those guys out. So that worked, which is cool. And now we'll take the elevator downstairs.
You, me, an award
Yeah,
for
this is a good time to read
side-carving
donations
killer.
as well.
You've never felt so at home, have you? Oh, come on. You think you're different because you never killed anyone? Newsflash! You killed me. I was there, remember? You destroyed my cure right in front of me. Watch me choke on my last laugh. And then, after killing me, you said you would have shared. You couldn't admit I'd won, could you? Not even as a parting gift. But now I'm on the inside. Ooh, we both know the truth. Yes, you've killed before, and tonight I'll make you do it again.
Alright, so here we have to help Robin. He's fighting these guys down here. There's also some guy patrolling the door, so we will just deal with him first. Oops.
I need to get closer.
Identity confirmed.
You took your time. You got overwhelmed.
This one's conscious.
Get off me! When Harley and the new Jokers get back, they'll kick your ass.
So we're going to interrogate this guy. Basically, the new Jokers have been released by Harley, which is not good, so we're going to have to apprehend them and get them back in here. So
How did she get in? I'd let him know if I were you.
this is probably a good donation spot as well.
How should I know? I guess she's smarter than you think.
Not likely.
All right, we know where they are. Now all we need to do is get them back.
Do you think she'll recognize me in this blank death mask you call a face? I mean, it does do expressions, right?
Henry.
So the first Joker we're going to get to is Christina Bell. That's where the objective is. Christina Bell is behind a Predator. This Predator is normally pretty hard, but there's actually an incredibly consistent way of doing it, which makes it much easier. I think this will clear. Very good. Yeah, a lot of times using the line launcher is faster than running, so that's why we do that.
She jumped on Hudson, scratched out one of his eyes, right in front of everyone.
What did Harley do?
Nothing.
Okay, so we fight these guys, and now there's we're gonna go over here. We're gonna be introduced to the minigunner. The minigunner is a very annoying enemy. Well, we've actually seen minigunners before, but we find here that we can that with Robin we can actually do dual takedowns on the minigunner, which is extremely nice. Actually, I might try. No, I'm gonna. I might try actually a different strat for this.
Did I pass?
No, I'll try the easy strat that I know. Not that much slower. It's only like a couple seconds slower. So what you do is you go here. Oh. That is unfortunate.
I should keep watch on Robin when he strikes. I can cover him if I get to a high vantage point.
Yeah, so this actually didn't work. I got spotted, so I am a bit rusty.
Go for it.
Now, boy, just because Batman's gonna beat you into a sort of vaguely sentient face doesn't mean you shouldn't put up a fight. I want him all blood-stained when he rescues me. Your blood.
He's yours, Robin.
It'll look great on the suit.
Time to find a vantage point to cover Batman when he strikes.
Eliminate. episode of Batman Rescues Christina. You won't be spinning a book deal out of that performance.
Yeah, so I'm improvising right now. This happened to work. This happened to not be the worst, but yeah, this is unfortunate. I wanted to kind of showcase the strat, but it didn't quite work. So here, what you do is you throw a smoke, take out one of these guys because you don't have enough time to take out both without dying. And I grapple up here. Here takedown. And freeze him. This is one of the reasons why we get the freeze grenade. It lets us do dual team takedowns much more easily. So yeah, so that's the Predator. We'll confront Christina Bell.
It's all mine.
What she got against me? I'm practically your prisoner too.
Let's get her back in the cell.
Yeah, and so we'll do Christina Bell, and now we'll do the next Joker, which is going to be Albert King.
You gonna replace me? I'll take her back to the cell.
Oops.
This Robin seems like a real improvement on that last one, Bats. Remember Jason Todd? Oh, what a whiner. Always complaining. We're both
So you can
better
use
off without
Harley to
that
trick people into opening gates, which is interesting.
So what do we have here? Poor little Batman all alone. You want to hear this? You come see me.
And then here we'll be treated to our first Jason cutscene. Basically, Jason was the previous Robin. He was kidnapped by Joker and then tortured. So we're getting some flashback scenes of this.
Is that you?
This would be a good donation time as well.
Jason.
Who come?
It's been 6 months now, Jason. I think it's time to face that. Screw you. That's the spirit. You're a real chip off the old bat block. Not that it'll do you any good.
Why won't you just kill me?
What? Oh, no. I'm not going to kill you. Not yet, anyway. You're my sidekick now. Imagine it. You and me, out on the streets, starting fights.
So the next Joker is Albert King. He's a professional fighter. He's also gigantic, so we're gonna actually need Robin's help in order to take him down. We're not gonna quite be able to take him down ourselves, so this is gonna be basically a boss fight. This boss fight's kind of interesting. It's also a little bit buggy in some spots. Hopefully we don't get that. I've had gotten very unlucky in it before.
I didn't. But, well, it was the only way for you to get closure. Now I know it hurts, but sometimes you gotta be cruel to be kind.
And there are also a bunch of thugs here. So the thing is, Albert King can revive these thugs, so it's oops. And then basically we were able to do dual takedowns once the... We're able to do dual takedowns every time that it gets charged up. And so here, then we get to this part where we like punch him a bunch of times. We counter this first one, but then it's better to actually, it's faster to actually get hit this time. So And now we can beat him down all the way. Okay, and that's the Albert King fight.
Oh, nice work.
Yeah, so sometimes like Batman will just stop fighting randomly. It's really weird and annoying. Sometimes that can cause problems, but it was fine here.
Take this guy back to the cells.
Here we're going to get another Batmobile upgrade. I'm gonna get the weapons generator.
So the big lump failed.
So now we're gonna head to the last Joker, which is Johnny Charisma. He's guarded by a minigunner, but what we can do is put a gel right here, and then blow it up, which will take out the minigunner. So
Such wonderful games for you to play.
and then we'll be treated to our second Jason cutscene.
What do we have here, then? Wakey, wakey. What's wrong? You think I'm going to hurt you? Why? I'm not the bad one here. Oh, no, 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 no. It's Batman. He's abandoned you, thrown you away like an unwanted puppy. Can I have him, Daddy? Oh, please,
Yeah, this
please,
is also
please,
a good
I'll take
donation
real good
spot.
care of him. Anything to make you happy, Princess. Just make sure people know he's yours. We don't want him to end up back here, do we? No, we don't, Daddy. I want to keep him forever.
No, no, please, please, no, no.
Alright, so here, there's this door here that's locked behind this keypad. And basically the combination for it is 0539, which is a reference to May of 1939, which is when the first Batman comic was released. You're supposed to basically watch some video footage to find out this key code. You can also enter the key code incorrectly 5 times, I think. And then Batman just breaks the keypad and opens the door. I don't know why he didn't just do that in the first place, but I find that that's like a funny mechanic. But it's a little too slow to do in runs, so it's better to just know the code and do that.
Okay, I can see the camera.
Now highlight the track for the last 10 minutes. And
Done.
So I see. Thanks, Henry.
Alright, and so here, Johnny Charisma has 5 bombs around the room, which is not good. We're going to need Robin to defuse them. And what's going to happen here is Johnny Charisma is going to we're going to actually start hallucinating Joker here. And Joker's going to sing while Robin defuses the bombs. Fun fact, so Mark Hamill voices the Joker, and he didn't want to do this game because it's hard on his voice. But then he found out he had the singing solo and then decided to do it. So the singing solo is a very big fan favorite.
Take me on home.
Yeah, so we can listen to it.
The asylum. Never alone. In the asylum. Anarchy ruled. It was wild, but through it all you never smiled. Joke's on you. I'm in your head, so look who's laughing now. Remember in Arkham city. I killed your girl. So pretty.
I don't know if in GDQ they would want this to be a donation spot, because I wouldn't mind listening to the song, but I think a donation spot kind of makes sense.
Look who's laughing now. I'm stuck in your head and I'm laughing. I feel you with dread and I can't stop laughing. Your parents are dead and I can't stop laughing. What else can I do? Now I'm part of you. I am the clown, prince of crime. And we've had...
That's all the bombs disarmed. Time to take down Charisma.
You're part of me, I'm part of you.
No encore?
And he's a professional singer? Even Alfred sings better than this guy.
Good work, Robin.
No problem.
Okay, so now we're going to need to
Robin, wait here with the...
head out because oops. Because basically we told Robin to stay back while we go out and deal with Harley, because Harley's about to get to Henry, which is not good. We're gonna try to open this door here.
No problem.
First she said shut the gate, now she wants it open. I think she's gone crazy.
That, dumbass, is why you're not paid to open the gate.
But yeah, we told Robin to stay back, but he doesn't like to listen to us, so that's it. So he's right here. We're gonna have to save him. Fun fact, if you wait long enough, Harley actually will shoot Robin. The game really doesn't want you to let that happen, but it gives you so many chances to have that not happen. But
Yeah! Where are you, bat freak?
What, afraid to face us?
How about that?
No one puts their hands on the boss lady.
so
Keep them coming back.
Don't let him beat you.
shit.
Let's make this count.
Through one.
One bad guy coming up.
Okay, that was really close, but that's okay.
We need to get back to the cells. You take Brown. I've got Quinn.
Anyway, so we'll take Harley back to the cell. So what's going to happen is we're going to, when we get to the cell, basically we're going to find out that Henry Adams was actually not symptomless. He actually is a Joker just like the others. And then what he's done is he's actually killed the other Jokers because he wants to quote-unquote purify the gene pool. So then he's about to shoot Batman and Robin, but then he sees that Batman's eyes turn green, which shows that he's actually turning into a Joker. And he sees that Batman is a Joker and is like, oh, you're going to be the strongest Joker. So then Henry shoots himself. So Harley's gone from 4 Jokers back down to 0, so she's upset. And then Robin makes the astute observation, hey, Batman, you're going to turn into a Joker. That's bad. You should lock yourself in this cell so that you don't turn into a Joker. And because if you turn into a Joker, I can't stop you. So that seems reasonable. So we're gonna head into this cell.
I'm sorry, Bruce, but it's the only way.
I know, Tim.
I'll stop Scarecrow.
Yeah, so now we're here, and we're gonna let Robin go fight Scarecrow for us. And then after this, we're going to trigger the next Jason cutscene. So So I think this would be a good time for, I guess, donations while we trigger the Jason cutscene and then watch it.
Security lockdown initiated.
I'm gonna jerk the camera around. I'm trying to spawn in Jason and then Joker. So there's Jason and then Joker.
Don't worry about Robin, Batsy. I'm sure he won't die. Well, fairly certain anyway. Hey! I never finished my story about Jason Todd, did I? Have you got something to tell the nice man, Jason?
My name is Jason Todd.
Who do you hate?
Batman.
Excellent. Of course you do. Did you get that, Bats? Kid's not yours anymore. He's mine. Mine. To do with as I wish. Hey, I never asked. What's the big secret? Who is the big bad bat? His name. Tell me.
Of course, sir. It's...
Never could stand a tattletale.
Yeah, so now Jason is absolutely 100% dead. No possible way that he's alive. Yeah, that's what happened to the previous Robin. So basically what we found out is all this is actually in Batman's head. He never actually got in the cell, but basically he's worried that if he lets Robin go fight Scarecrow, he's going to die. So we're not going to let that happen. Instead, we're going to lock Robin in the cell. By the way, we haven't told him that Barbara's dead still, and we've locked him in a cell. We're kind of really not very nice to him. You can tell him that Barbara's dead, but that's slow, so we're not going to do that.
Sir, are you okay? I've lost...
Okay, so now we're going to head up and we're going to go get our Batmobile upgrade. We selected it earlier. It's kind of a good idea to get Batmobile upgrades when we can. And then what happens is we hear about there's some seismic activity on Miyagani Island, which is obviously it's Ivy. She can't help herself but draw some attention and create some earthquakes. It's not good, but we're gonna have to because we don't want the militia to know where she is. She's our only option in case the cloudburst, in case the fear toxin gets released. I'm gonna shoot this. I don't want to get shot by that tank. So I'm gonna just double check to see if I have enough. I do have enough for tank upgrade, so I'm gonna go get it. I got body shot. It's gonna make tank fights overall a lot easier. Yeah, there we go. And basically, the militia get alerted to Ivy's presence here, and so then they send a bunch of tanks to deal with her. Ivy will help you destroy some of these tanks, which can be helpful. It can also be annoying. Alright, and then sometimes this last tank can be in like a bad spot. We're lucky this time. Oh wait, I think the new strat is to, you want to go over here.
Be wary, Batman. They're sending something bigger to stop us.
They won't.
I can't help you further, Batman. I'm not strong enough yet.
So I'm gonna drone hack this guy. Basically what that's going to do is that tank that I just hacked is going to fight another tank, and you basically are able to destroy 2 tanks for the price of 2 weapons generators, which is very nice. It's very helpful. So next we will destroy this guy. And then we'll destroy this last guy. Or there are 2 more left. One of them's hacked, so the hacked guy, though, we don't need to destroy. He'll get destroyed automatically at the end of this. Did not want to get spotted there, so that's unfortunate. Okay, that was... That's the yeah. So that's the Cobra fight. The drone hack makes it much faster and more consistent. It's very nice. Doing that without the drone hack is much harder. So then when we talk to Ivy again, we're trying to basically take her back to GCPD. But in the meantime, the actual cloudburst releases the fear toxin throughout the city, and that's what this looks like. So this is kind of not good. We need to deal with this. We're gonna head over to Stag in order to see if he has a way to stop this from happening. This is not good. Not good at all.
Very astute, Master Bruce. I only hope you can find him. But please, be careful of the gas.
Yeah, let's head back to Stag.
Stag's increased the level of security since we last spoke. Guess he knew I'd be back. Only way
Okay, so yeah, now we need to go into Stag's airship. He's the voice code access has changed, so we're gonna have to mimic Stag's voice as well.
New dynamic duo. Voice calibration complete. Simon Stagg, open.
Okay, so now we have to do a Predator. Simon Stagg has been is hiding from these militia people. I'm gonna do the Predator in a very safe way because I don't really. There's a faster strat that we found, but it's much harder. I don't like it.
I've synthesized the Arkham Knight's voice. I should be able to order his men around.
Silent take down that guy. Silent take down this guy.
Our drone control is not responding. We should
Uh-oh. I wanted to freeze that guy, but that didn't happen. Then you can generally fear take down these guys. Okay, so this guy is over here. Yeah, and we'll just take him out.
I've still got Stag.
Yeah, and then we'll talk to Stag. So Stag gives us something called the Nimbus Cell.
Alfred.
What this is going to do is right now we can't use our Batmobile, so this Nimbus Cell will let us use our Batmobile. So now we can go use the Nimbus Cell to repair our Batmobile and sort of try to stop the Cloudburst. Alright, so now here there's going to be a very dramatic scene where Batman dives into the fear toxin to repair his Batmobile. So we'll go ahead and do that. He's going to be choking on the fear toxin, which is this is very ill-advised. Alfred really is strongly against this, but you know we got to do what we got to do. Oh, whoops. Yeah, and we're making. What? If you pull it out too fast, this happens. This sometimes happens, like... I don't quite understand why that's happening. But yeah, this is not good.
Stay calm. Take deep, slow breaths. Deep, slow breaths. All that effort must be tiring you out. You're getting sleepy, bats. Rock-a-bye, bats. See, I'm getting free. Soon you'll be the one.
Okay, so now we can use our Batmobile. It'll also protect us from the gas while we're inside of it. So we're not going to want to exit our Batmobile while the gas is out here.
Mr. Bruce, are you all right? Sir, are you there?
So now basically Ivy has two big plans to try to clear this toxin, but that's not enough. She's going to need a third. So we're going to try to find that third one. Basically, we're going to try to... We know that it's near Divinity Church, and we're going to head there and try to do a scan to release it.
Ivy, I can't track the Cloudburst in this gas. Clear out as much as you can.
I can't, Batman. My plans are too weak.
Then tell me where to find another.
There's a tree buried deep beneath Founders Island. The Miagani people called her Ayana.
I'll find it. I'm on Founders Island. Time to scan.
We'll do a scan, but it's not enough. We need to actually get lower into the ground. So there's a subway tunnel that we're going to use next to get lower into the ground to release it.
It's a start. Send me the location.
So here, there's a tank fight. We can actually skip the outer part of this tank fight, but it's very risky because there are these flying drones that can see you and prevent you from interacting with the next objective.
I need to head underground.
So what I'm gonna try to what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to destroy those flying drones. All right, so now we can open this door. Once we stop being once the other tanks on the outside are no longer aggroed.
I need to clear the area before I access the elevator.
And because we destroyed 3 of the flying drones, there's not going to be another flying drone that'll spot us right now.
I can't believe you're still running.
Yeah, so now we will head to the head through this tunnel to try to get to Ivy's plants. There are some tanks in here. We'll have to deal with those. But mostly, one thing you're going to see, I'm going to be driving in first person here because when you're driving on like the sides of walls, I have a really hard time like understanding it. Like the camera doesn't like follow the Batmobile while you're like on the side of walls or upside down. So I'd much prefer first person mode because then it actually follows the Batmobile in that case.
I thought perfectly arranged atoms could unlock the.
Alright, so there's a tank here, we'll blind it. There's a couple more tanks up here. What we're gonna do, actually, this is kind of a cool strat that it's kind of surprising that it saves time, honestly, but what we do is we blind this like we're supposed to, and if we just line launch here, this tank is gonna actually spot us. And then what we'll do is just get over here, and the tank will eventually get out of the tank's range. When they stop being aggroed, we can then grapple up here, and then go here and proceed on with the tunnel. So we'll destroy this. Oops. Alright, so now we will
How can the world know fear, true dread, when it
go
has
here. We will
a stalwart knight, ever ready to slay
do
monsters?
this.
Fear isn't pure biology, Batman. It's more than instinct. True fear is the absence of hope. And hope is this.
So there's this ramp here we need to do. So you need to unlock it to get it to lower so that our Batmobile can go up it. And then there's another ramp coming up, and we're supposed to do a similar thing, but we can actually skip doing that. It's very difficult, but I'm gonna try it until I get it for the marathon, anyways. So because it's kind of a cool little skip. Overall, it saves like 20 or 30 seconds or something. All right. This is not what I'm supposed to do. Okay, you go over here, you line up about here. Alright, that didn't work.
And now, Dark Knight, I turn to you. But don't be afraid. It's not your life.
Oh, this didn't work. So you want the Batmobile to get launched a bit further upwards, and then you can actually clear the the gap. This isn't working though, so that's unfortunate, but we'll just keep trying until we get it. There we go. And now we'll scan Ivy's plant, which is over here.
Shift focus to former Arkham staff.
And so here, so now we've released the plant, so obviously the militia doesn't like that, so they're going to try to stop it. We have to protect the plant.
I can help you crush these tanks, Batman, but you must stay close to the churchyard.
Dragon's been taken out.
Keep the fight near the churchyard, Batman. That's where I can strike.
So there's a missile launcher that'll fall down. You can... Oh, so you can sometimes get lucky, and sometimes the missile launcher will fall onto you and then get destroyed immediately, which saves a bunch of time, but we didn't get that because reasons.
Scarecrow, Divinity's assault's taking heavy losses. Don't fret. This tree won't make any difference. Ivy isn't strong enough to purify Gotham.
I can help you crush these tanks, Batman, but you must stay close to the churchyard.
There's a tank right here. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna do the bane of my existence in all the main story, in all the categories that do the main story, which is this Cloudburst Cobras. This Cobra fight is a lot of RNG, and you can lose a ton of time to it through very little fault of your own. Okay. I'm gonna drone hack this. This is a new. This is kind of a strat. I usually don't do this, but I think that it might pay off. Nope. What? Uh-oh. I'm gonna...
We lost one, sir.
That was unfortunate.
Protect the Cloudburst. Withdraw. The Cloudburst is too powerful. Stop running, Batman!
Very good. And this last guy is not aggroed, so he's gonna be fairly far away from the Cloudburst, which is a good thing. I don't know where he is though. Okay, there he is. Alright, so that was pretty solid for the... You can't really complain about that. So now we have to deal with the Cloudburst. The Cloudburst, basically there's some coolant lines that we're going to have to destroy in order to destroy the Cloudburst. Oops.
The coolant lines run close.
That was unfortunate. Then what we want to do is shoot the coolant lines. Ah. And then we will then lure the Cloudburst over to the clock tower. The clock tower is right here. The reason why is if we circle this building, we'll be able to kind of avoid having the Cloudburst shoot us.
He's trying to overheat the Cloudburst.
So that's basically what we want to do.
Have your chance to kill him. I'm not waiting anymore.
And whenever you shoot the coolant lines, the Cloudburst goes into overcharge. Overcharge, basically, he's able to follow you really fast and you can't attack him, so you kind of have to just run away until the overcharge runs out. And when we circle this clock tower, you basically want to try to avoid getting cut off by the cloudburst. So you have to kind of pay attention to your mini-map. You also generally don't want to get spotted, because then it takes a longer time for him to stop being aggroed. Yeah, and the overcharges take are longer each time you shoot him. So the first time it's like 30 seconds, second time it's like 45 seconds or a minute, I forget, and the third time it's a minute and a half. This could be a good donation time. It's also very intense.
Won't withstand another strike. Retreat. No! This is to the end.
The explosion disabled the main cannon. Now I can get close and concentrate fire on the cloudburst.
You won't win. Ever.
Okay, that's the cloudburst done. Every time there's a supervillain that's about to die, Batman likes to rescue him, so he did that with the Arkham Knight here. I don't quite agree with that decision, but, you know. But Arkham Knight, right? Not Jason. I don't know who Jason is. But anyway, so we rescue him, and then we punch him in the face a few times, and we are revealed that the Arkham Knight is actually Joker. Joking, this is just a hallucination, obviously. Anyway, so the cloudburst is destroyed. Now we're gonna try to see if Ivy can actually clear out the fear toxin here.
Sir, the Arkham...
My greatest weapon, my instrument of fear. I will exact vengeance for this upon you and all your allies, like poison ivy. My toxin overwhelms her. She's paying the price for opposing me right now.
Okay, and so when we get here, Ivy's actually going to sacrifice herself to get rid of all of the fear toxin. So Ivy is now dead. So F's for Ivy. So then we hear about a mysterious radio broadcast in GCPD. Spoiler alert, it's Commissioner Gordon. Basically, he is in the Arkham Knight's hideout, so we're going to have to head over there. Can I get a grapple point? Maybe. Nope. Okay, there we go.
Tonight, the myth of Batman dies, and Gotham dies with it.
Here he is. Good job, Batman. Yeah,
Thanks, Batman.
So there's this guy at the beginning of the game. He's locked up in the cell here. We can actually hit his head on these bars over here. So that's kind of funny. Then yeah, we'll head on over to this GCPD guy who is tracking this broadcast.
Tell me about this. I've decoded a radio transmitter.
You'll find him.
Alright, so now we will go to the Arkham Knight's headquarters. So there are some tanks on the way that we can run into. Hopefully we don't, but I do like to destroy them if I do run into them. Let's just do this. Okay, so it looks like they're clustered together, so we can actually use our missile barrage. Oh wait. Oh whoops, this is not what I wanted.
Clock tower drones offline. Chinatown unit destroyed.
Because these tanks will follow you here, and it can be kind of annoying if they do.
I can use the remote electrical charge to power up or
Anyways, this is why we need our ret gun. It's basically to do some things in the Arkham Knight. So this is where you're supposed to get your ret gun before here, at some point before doing this. But we got it much earlier, so fine. So Gordon has been basically taken to is in here. They took him down the elevator. We're gonna just deal with these militia guys first. So we open this door, and basically this entire first half of the Arkham HQ is Arkham Knight HQ is a big puzzle, or a big series of puzzles. So we're basically going to be doing that. That is a very satisfying glide to get.
If it's any consolation, I'm sure Crane's put old Jimbo out of his misery by now. It's not like he's got anything left to be afraid
We'll
of.
shoot this thing up here. Okay, you can shoot this wall from up here, but I didn't get it, so it's fine. We'll just shoot it as we lower a little bit more. And then there are some guys here. It's faster to just non-lethally shoot them. Then we can go over here.
How many more bones will you crush? How many lives will you destroy in the pursuit of your crude justice? We are all products of our fears.
So with our, there are these guys with stun sticks. We can use our ret gun in order to disarm them. Yeah, so we're basically continuing on to the bottom of the Arkham Knight's headquarters. Just a lot of stuff we have to do, a lot of puzzles. Yeah, you electrocute these guys non-lethally. And then we're going to be doing a very big fight. There's some guy with an explosive vest. We will disarm that and then fight these guys.
Whoa! So what do you think, ladies? My money's on the Batman. Though you could say I have a vested interest.
Oh man. Okay, so we'll continue on after now that we've gotten past these guys.
Gordon's just beyond that wall. I'm going to need the Batmobile to destroy it and reach him.
Yeah, so we need to get the Batmobile to that wall.
I might be able to move it.
We're gonna need to find a way to lower the Batmobile so that we can destroy that wall.
The Commissioner placed his trust in you to keep his city safe, his family safe.
That's the second
Okay,
fan
so this fan is disabled, so now we can lower our Batmobile.
Still the master of your own destiny. The answer's awaiting, Batman.
That's as far as the wind can take me.
I guess while we're lowering this drill, this is actually a good time for one donation, probably. Yeah, and so now this is the end of the first part of the Arkham Knight HQ. So, so now as we go through here, basically we're gonna encounter the excavator. So basically, the Arkham Knight survived the Cloudburst stuff, and now he's commandeered this gigantic drill and is going to try to kill us with it. A fun fact, this cutscene over here, if you skip it when you're at 90 FPS, you'll die, so don't do that. We'll go over here, and what we do is, as we run away, we're doing the sensible thing, which is to run away, but, and as we run away, we see that there are these exploding things that actually damage the excavator. So, there are 3 more of such tunnels, which we will lure the excavator into them. So, the excavator, this boss fight is actually very predictable. So I know, like, that he's going to be right here. So we'll shoot him, and then we can lure him into this tunnel here. I like to use first person in these tunnels because the camera, like, zooms a little bit farther back, and it's just really hard to, like... It's very disorienting, in my opinion, when we're in third person. So I prefer first person. Okay, so now I know that he's gonna spawn here, so I'm gonna lure him into the tunnel that's in front of me. This tunnel's annoying. I don't usually die to this fight, but if I do, it's in this tunnel. There's some rocks that can, like, that the Batmobile can get caught on, which is, like, really weird. Yeah, but we got it, so not a big deal.
Worthless thing you are, but I already know, and I'm not waiting any
Okay, so lure him to this tunnel in front of us. And yeah, that's the excavator. So Alfred's now able to open this door because the excavator is damaged enough, so we can continue on to find Gordon. However, after we pull down this fan, the excavator actually is still alive, and he ends up destroying our Batmobile. So that's unfortunate. F's for the Batmobile. And so now we're gonna head to Gordon. Gordon is protected by a bunch of ninjas. And this part is very, like, everything after the ninja fight is actually very difficult. This is like one of the hardest parts. This is the hardest part of this category. So anyways, hopefully this fight goes okay. Okay, so in this cutscene that we skip, we're gonna find out that the Arkham Knight is Jason Todd, which, so I was lying when I said that he was actually dead. He's alive, he's the Arkham Knight, and now we have to fight him in a series of 4 predators. The first predator is very easy, but the rest of them are not. Especially on hard, they're actually extremely difficult. This is the biggest run killer in this category on hard, so but for this one, we start out, we can just glide on over to him.
Don't pretend to understand.
Okay, we'll take this guy out. And then get in here. Hopefully this lures some people over. This is unfortunate. They are paying attention to this grate. This is not good. Gonna have to try to get them to not look, I think. Okay,
Leave him. We need to look out first. I think something's moving.
I went too early.
Must be nothing.
Let's see if I can get away with this.
Signal's gone. He could be anywhere. Target's moving.
So I'm gonna have to do some. So I don't have my fear takedown anymore. I am going to do this though. And then one thing is that then what we'll do is glide to the Arkham Knight. And then I'm going to reload from checkpoint in order to get my smoke back. And all the guys that I took out are still going to be taken out, and the Arkham Knight's going to be gone. So that's a strat that we can employ. Okay, and then this last part is not difficult. This last part we can kind of just glide to the Arkham Knight, especially if you have full health. So Yeah, that's the Arkham Knight fight. It's we got past it. Not easy, but we got through it.
Stop talking to me!
The Arkham Knight does escape. Or Jason does escape. So now we'll go rescue Gordon.
So, guess that's the end of the Arkham Knight. He chose the name himself, you know. Bless him. We're better to drive a man crazy than a madhouse.
Okay, and now we will take this elevator up. So what's happening now is as we take the elevator up, when we get to the top, we're gonna find out that Barbara is actually alive. So we found out that. So I was lying as well when I said Barbara was dead.
I just want to say.
So then, basically what Gordon's trying to do is he's trying to trade us in for Barbara. It's not very cool, Jim. We trusted you, but it's okay. Then some stuff happens. Gordon ends up shooting us in the chest. We fall off the building. Scarecrow's not happy. He doesn't want us to be dead. So then he throws Barbara off the building. Obviously we're not dead. Even though this is on hard, our armor is bulletproof enough to withstand one gunshot from Gordon. I think Gordon knew that, so we end up saving Barbara. Gordon, though, is now Scarecrow's hostage, which is not great, but that's fine. But then also after we rescue Oracle, we are in a little bit of a situation, so
come on.
Because we don't have a Batmobile and we are going to be getting accosted by some tanks, so we will have to see if there's a way to get around that, you know?
So you did it. I must admit I had my doubts.
Where's the Batmobile?
Destroyed.
What?
Don't worry. Lucius made a spare.
Oh, we have a spare Batmobile. That's nice. So now we can use our spare Batmobile to destroy these tanks. This is probably a good donation time as well. Oh no! Oh, that's unfortunate.
He just wasted a twin rattler.
Okay.
Damn you, Batman!
Scarecrow's going to kill him, isn't he?
Not while he can use him to get to me.
So we will, now, Barbara has been kidnapped. She's probably gone through a bunch of trauma, but, instead of giving her, the rest of the night off, we're going to have her continue working for us. So we don't give sick days or personal health days. We're still regardless, billionaire is still, Bruce is still a billionaire CEO, so,
He gassed you, Bruce. You don't need to worry about us or feel responsible.
Oh, did I say Bruce? I meant Batman.
It's good to have you back.
I don't know, who could Batman be? Bruce Wayne?
Gosh, I found Barbara.
So we're gonna put Barbara in front of a computer to work for us. Basically what's gonna happen is she is not able to actually access her servers because the militia is doing some bad things to them. So we will have to deal with that. Whoops.
I left him at the movie studios. He's fine.
Barbara!
So we'll head to the clock tower to restore the Oracle servers.
These years later, and I've still got a soft
This Predator is very annoying for me. I have a hard time with it, so...
Go give him hell, Batman.
We'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, and the police officers are like taking selfies with the Batmobile. It's kind of funny. Alright, yeah, this isn't gonna work properly because these guys aren't loaded in. Well, maybe this will work. Okay, so that's that Predator. That went okay. That is the last Predator of the run, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so now we restore the servers and we can head back to the clock tower. Sorry, we can head back to GCPD. We're already at the clock tower.
Should just give up, man. He ain't taking you. No way.
You think that's smart bringing the girl back here, Batman? Might as well kill her now.
Alright, so when we head back to Oracle, basically we can interact with Oracle from the other side of this wall, which is pretty funny. But then after we interact with Oracle, we find out that the militia is shooting the GCPD with a ton of tanks, which is not good. We have to stop them.
Keep your guns trained on that door. We are not dying in here. We've come too far. Let's show them what it means to be GCPD.
Yeah, so there are these guys here. What we're gonna do to fight them is to get into our Batmobile and non-lethally run them all over with our car. Batman doesn't kill, obviously, so... it's really hard. Sometimes like you'll miss. It's hard to see because the lights are off, but yeah, sometimes you might miss one, which is what happened to me.
These bozos didn't put their faith in you, Bats. They believed in you. They turned a blind eye all those times you took the law into your own hands. And now you're gonna get them all killed.
Alright, so we want to use our Batmobile to take on these tanks, but we can't open the doors because the power is out. So we're going to try to go fix the generator, but the generator is completely destroyed, so we're going to need to use the backup generator. So we're going to head to the backup generator, which is right here.
Generator.
Okay, so now we restore the generator. And now we will fight these tanks. This tank fight is pretty difficult to do on hard, but we do have something called a bat snack, which is basically if we get an armor upgrade, it'll actually refill all of our health. So this is a very useful thing to do for this tank fight if your health ends up getting too low. So.
I got him. He's in the cauldron. Batman's taking out a Rattler.
Takeover protocol initiated. Tank under control.
Confirm multiple hits. Over. We've got a systems breach. Someone's inside. Remove them. I can't. As soon as I trace the source, it switches.
Barbara Gordon.
Drone offline.
You cannot sustain their hope any longer, Batman. They will die afraid and forsaken. Reflect on your failure as you salvage their corpses from the rubble.
Rattler's been
Okay. Need to pay attention to my health. It's getting a little low.
Cannot stop it, Batman. Their world is crumbling.
Drone down. Sir, we need to stop the hack at its
Alright, this is a cause for a bat snack.
source. Otherwise, this is over.
Nothing's changed, Sergeant. Reduce that elephant to dust and this battle is ours. The ones that fight at your side still believe in you. I will show them how misplaced that belief is.
So I actually didn't... Oh, I did need it. Yeah, never mind. Oh no, I didn't need it. So, but go figure.
Played your part.
All drones destroyed.
And then the last part of this GCPD assault is that they're trying to use this elevator that's on top of the roof to get into GCPD. So that's not good. So we will. Oh.
I don't like your odds.
Oracle.
Team hype Batman.
Hang in there.
What?
You're welcome.
Alright. So I might bat snack in the latter half of this fight. Oops. Okay, so that's now the GCPD assault has been completely defended against, so that's nice. So now we will head to Panessa Studios. We're gonna get a call from Oracle saying that Gordon has accessed Panessa Studios with Scarecrow, which is not good because we ended up actually locking Robin up in here. So need to check up on Robin.
was another boy wonder, lost to another super villain.
Okay, so now Scarecrow's basically told us that Robin is kidnapped and Gordon's kidnapped, and that the only way that they'll survive is if we turn ourselves into Scarecrow. Barbara is understandably upset that we, you know, locked Robin in a cell, unable to defend himself.
So it's decision time, Bats. Give yourself up to Scarecrow and get us both killed.
So yeah, we're gonna go turn ourselves
Time for the
in.
new dynamic duo to hit the streets.
Decides to break all in case you forgot, we just trashed the emergency room. Batman, he's here.
What, are you crazy?
Yeah, so here we're going to turn ourselves into Scarecrow. We're gonna have to take off our utility belt, which seems a bit ill-advised. But yeah, while we're waiting for this dialogue, this would be a good donation time. US isn't useful? Kinda. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna actually run this. I died twice, so that's the main reason why I'm +5, which is interesting. I think a 340 estimate is actually reasonable. It's not like this run was good. And this should still be like a 334 or something. I'm pretty confident I can get a 340. Maybe 345. 345 is like definitely. Oh no, there are things in this run that didn't go badly, so I'm not going to use this PB. I think 333 is way too tight. Anyway, so here we're getting gassed. You can see by like the light refraction there. We also hear that somebody is tracking us, which we'll find out after the run is over who's tracking us.
The die is cast, Batman, and from now on I need your undivided attention. The nightmare is almost over. Your failure almost complete. I can see it, and soon the whole world will see it too. Your eyes betray you. You are
Alright, so now the run is not, or an Arkham category is not complete without some kind of Crime Alley flashback. So this is where Batman's parents were killed. So right now we're obviously hallucinating. Basically we've been gassed. Every time that happens we start turning more and more into Joker. So that's basically what's happening now. Basically what's going to happen is Joker is going to try to take over our mind, and we're going to have to fight him off. On hard, this fight's actually not very easy. You will have to counter probably, unless you're very smart about where you attack. But I'm gonna.
It's time to move on.
We'll see. Here.
Let go. Take a load off. Join your parents. Uncle Jay will take it from here. Fun, isn't it? Fighting for your sanity? I gave that one up years ago. Hey, oh come on, Bats. Your dead mom and dad can hit on like that. Gordon and Robin are still in danger, Bats, and it's all because of you. You're like quicksand.
What?
Slowly sucking everyone to their deaths.
That's unfortunate. What? Man, I could have been so good, but then like, someone hit me. Oh, that was unfortunate. Okay, so yeah, yeah, basically we stopped Joker from taking over our mind for now, but then what is going to happen is we're going to we're going to be strapped to a gurney in Arkham Asylum to be led to Scarecrow. Scarecrow's going to is going to inject us with a lot of fear toxins, so we are going to actually end up succumbing to our greatest fear, which is turning into Joker. So we're going to actually turn into Joker, which is not good. But we'll see what happens.
What are we waiting for? Let's get...
Okay. So yeah, right now we're gonna be playing Call of Duty Joker Edition. We're gonna go running around, start killing people like what Joker would do. You don't have to shoot Penguin here. It's faster to not. I'm going to not, but in a marathon I would, just because, you know.
All right, cobblers. Because you groveled
So here you shoot Riddler. You don't have to shoot the hostage, but it's usually like easier to do that. Yeah, we shoot Two-Face here. And then yeah, so what's happened is basically we've been injected with fear toxin. We've actually turned into Joker, basically, which you'll actually kind of see. You'll see Batman strapped to a gurney, dressed as Joker. Also, I guess I forgot to mention, Scarecrow has actually unmasked Batman on live TV, so everybody knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne, which I may or may not have explicitly said, but if hopefully that doesn't spoil anything for you guys, that Batman is Bruce Wayne. And his goal is to just make Batman afraid, to show the world that he's just a man who's afraid like everybody else. But you know, Joker, he like finds things funny and stuff, so he's gonna start laughing, and Scarecrow's gonna misinterpret that as Batman not being afraid, whereas Batman actually is afraid. He's succumbed to his greatest fear, which is turning into Joker.
Do you not understand? It is over.
So he's gonna then inject Batman with more fear toxin, but the fact that Batman is now Joker might complicate things.
Why aren't you scared?
Good times.
So here we see ourselves get cremated. But then things start getting a little strange. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna see a grave that's a bit too small for us. Then we're gonna walk down this hallway. The thing is, when we turn around, we're gonna see some other weird stuff. We're gonna see a big Batman statue pop out, which is concerning. And then we encounter this wake for us that is nobody's attending. Well, that's kind of weird.
Where is everyone? Forgot to send the invites. Ollie, stop your sobbing and rustle me up a wake. Ollie.
Non-lethally shooting those chairs.
I know what you're trying to do, Bat.
And then, so now we get in here. There's Joker dies, Gotham doesn't care. Harley and Riddler are expecting first child? That's kind of odd.
The Joker's death. Any thoughts on the occasion?
Sorry, who?
The Joker?
Oh, you think that's scary, Bats? When I get out of here, I'll write my name in blood on every street corner. I'll carve it on every corpse. I'll... No one's forgetting me! No. How do I get out
Okay, so here there's a motion sickness alert. I'm going to basically be trying to spawn in a bunch of Batman statues, and the fastest way of doing that is to literally just spin the camera around wildly. I think you need to spawn in like 50 or so. So that's 1 or 2. There we go. You want to start getting them spawned in.
Show your face! Out of ideas, Bats?
Okay. And so yeah, so basically, now that we get that Batman power, so basically what's happening is Batman, as Joker, has been injected with fear toxin, so now Joker is actually going to succumb to his greatest fear, which is being forgotten. So because of this, basically what's going to happen is Batman is going to be able to have Joker succumb to his greatest fear in his mind, and then Batman will no longer be afraid of turning into Joker because he'll have been forgotten. So basically, by sort of overdosing Batman with fear toxin, Scarecrow has effectively made Batman immune to his fear toxin, and we're going to kind of see this manifest here.
You're afraid of being ashes. You're afraid of being forgotten. And you will be forgotten, Joker. Because of me.
So basically, I'm going to do a beatdown on Joker, and the timing ends on the last punch. So I'll say when the timing stops. It's going to stop very soon. So timing stops at when it says 21. So now, yeah. So basically now we're locked Joker into a corner of our mind, or in Batman's mind, and now we are immune to the Scarecrow's fear toxin. So that's yeah. So that's the end of the run. There is like some cutscene after this that kind of provides a little bit of closure with the main story. So I think we can probably watch this, so we can see Batman's eyes turn normal. But yeah. Thanks for the GGs.
Do you understand, Gotham? You have no savior. No more hope. No more Batman. I've won.
I'm not afraid, Crane.
Impossible. Without fear, life is meaningless.
Yeah, and so the person who was tracking us was Jason, who is now, he's no longer the Arkham Knight, he is now Red Hood. He's basically going to become a vigilante who also kills people, so that's his story. Yeah, and then we're going to defeat Scarecrow and apprehend our first supervillain in this game. So, or complete our first mission in this game. So there are a bunch of this isn't actually like the actual ending of the game. You're supposed to do a few half of the side missions to actually get to the end of the game, but this is the end of the main story. There's And Robin actually got shot, but he's okay. He's a strong kid.
He's strong. He's going to be okay.
Look after him, Jim. Look after them all. You've been a good friend. The best I could ask for. You were there at the beginning. And now, you get to see how it ends.
Best gift you've brought us all night.
I can't believe he showed up.
So Bruce Wayne, huh? If it's all the same to you, I'll stick to Batman.
No!
You sound scared, Crane. Get used to it.
Alright, so yeah, now we have to activate the Nightfall protocol, which we will activate after doing side missions, so main story will end very soon. But
Gotham still needs Batman. For one last night.
And then?
Prepare the Nightfall protocol.
Are you sure?
There's no other way, Alfred.
It needs voice confirmation.
Martha.
Very good, Master Bruce. You can be sure your instructions will be followed.
Yep, so obligatory. Why did you say that name? Anyway, so yeah, this is the end of the submission video. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. This is basically what I'm going to be submitting to GDQ.